What I do, gonna jump in and talk to my peeps today. They got started without me. Pretty rare. What's happening, gay boys? What's happening, gay boys? That's fine. If you need help writing stories, I can help. I can't do the program.
What are you doing, Bill?
Look at the screen. Wonder how we're gonna do this.
Oh,
So the
your
better
stream's gone.
resolution sucks. I can't figure out how to see your screen full screen because you're broadcasting right now.
Are you on
Oh,
your
that
phone
kind
or
of
your
fixed it.
computer?
Computer.
Well, then,
Okay, I can see your screen
so
pretty
if you
good. What
click on
resolution
Brandon's
are you
stream,
running?
and then you just have to go to full stream on the Discord, and then you can read it big.
I got it pretty big right now. Oh, I see it. I see what you mean down at the bottom right. Pop out and full screen. In full screen, there is still a horizontal bar at the bottom showing the participants and some icons.
Yep.
I can make out the text pretty good. What resolution are you running, Brandon? Broadcasting in 720p?
I mean, I assume. Let's see.
Because 720p was
Yep.
is said the
Oh,
most it would allow me to do without having a nitro
how big is
subscription.
your monitor? Like, yeah, mine's 1440
In
or
4K.
whatever.
I'm at 150, 125% scaling rates too, so it makes everything bigger.
But
If I
you can
could
read
change the
everything on
scaling,
mine.
I have to sign
Jesus,
out because the Windows thing.
I don't know.
like mine's
You
readable.
guys are too smart for me when it comes to this shit. God damn, it's crazy. But
Basically, I got a big screen, and this Discord doesn't let me stream it without paying at a
Oh,
reasonable resolution.
It's so weird.
Discord's stupid like that.
I think I keep fucking shit.
But
So
I can read what you have there pretty good. Now you're broadcasting in 720p. What's your native resolution? 1080p
It's 1440,
or
and
1440?
this is a 32-inch monitor.
Do you have a scaling factor set or is it 1.0?
Fuck if
100%
I know.
scaling?
Where would I fucking do that? Oh,
Well,
it's
that's in
probably
a
I don't
Windows. That's in
Windows.
Windows settings.
Let me see what it is.
Okay. Are you showing your? Okay, you're showing your entire screen, not just the Discord app, right?
Yeah.
Okay, minimize this.
Hold on. What do you want me to do? Oh, what?
Minimize.
I mean, I just go to. I can figure it out. I know where to fucking get the display settings.
Oh, okay.
damn, Gina, tell him. Just kidding.
All right.
No, I'm
That's where
still seeing your Discord screen.
scale
saying the
factor
screen still running.
is fucking.
Is
I
it? Do
mean,
you have Windows 10 or Windows 11?
10.
Windows
Imagine
10.
having Windows 11.
I got
Like,
Windows 11.
or do I have?
I
Or
got
do
the
I have?
newest
I
one.
don't fucking know.
I got
don't remember
11, I
what the fuck
think, or whatever. I don't fucking know. I got the newest one.
Okay. Custom scale factor.
It's
Where the
probably
fuck?
1.0. I have mine set to 1.25 because the screen is really it's 4K, so it's 3840 by
Mm-hmm.
2160, and it's a TV, and it's only 43 inches. So it's pretty compact without that scaling factor to make everything a bit bigger. It's just too small to read.
Yeah. Okay. It's bullshit. Oh fuck. My fucking legs.
I can't feel my legs.
Lieutenant Dan, you got no legs.
Right?
Have an ice cream.
Have an ice cream.
I've got propane in my urethra.
Propane. Propane.
Are you full of pain? That's why you're propane?
Yes, some propane.
I'm pro being hurt.
Pain is good.
Pain is good.
Pain is good.
Pro butt hurt.
Bad. Pro butt hurt. Fuck that.
Oh, back in 5 minutes, guys. I'm gonna run off have a bong.
That's all right,
I
brother.
have a bong.
Here you go.
A
Here's
bong.
here's a fun fact. Under a MAGA Republican abortion ban, sepsis rates are up more than 50% among Texas women hospitalized for second trimester pregnancy losses.
Are you really surprised?
Not at all. I was hoping this chick was gonna come argue me, but she didn't. She backed out.
Which
like
chick?
Her name is Christine Daniel Peterson. I did the. Oh, I was on her page today. She did something about like it said something about. She posted a meme says, "When you see the left setting Teslas on fire, remember they don't care about the environment. It's all about control." So I was like, "Remember when you see MAGA attacking the Capitol, it's not about law and order. It's about control."
Absolutely, dude.
Yeah, no shit.
And then
Dude,
yeah, so
there's so much.
it's led to a big like kind of thing. At one point, she's like, "Man, I wish I didn't have to type this out." I'm like, "You know what? You don't have to. If you just came to my shit, we could talk like in person. It's so much easier and better."
Mm-hmm.
And she made it kind of
Yeah.
sound like she was good. But then I haven't heard for. It's been like an hour, so fuck her.
Dude, politics sucks.
Well, I'm sick of
Politics
people saying
suck.
like this side's like the Dems are all about control. It's like who's trying to control your body? Who's trying to control a lot of things? Like I said, like
Yeah, no shit.
like who's
Dude,
who,
it's the
who
fact
keeps
that they
who
can't
keeps
be
signing
reasoned
executive
with.
order? Like I'm saying, Trump
If you
can't do
could be
nothing like
reasoned with-
legislatively. Like why can't he pass laws? Like why can't he have votes through Congress and all this shit? Why does he do literally everything with an executive order? That's not a good sign.
There's no other
No,
option.
truly
That's
not.
why it can't be fucking reasoned with. That's just what it is, man. Like, and then literally, if we had somebody who was mature and could fucking, listen and speak like an adult and actually reference facts and cared about facts, this wouldn't be a problem.
Nope, that's impossible.
Either way, I'm just sick of seeing people talk shit about them. I'm like they did it. It's like no, man, they did not do it. Stop fucking playing these games with these people and fucking saying dumb shit.
Yeah, I saw people.
Reagan did it. It's all fucking Reagan.
He did
Reagan.
start it. I mean, I will
What
say.
if whatever evil is president in America today, it goes back to Reagan. Every bit of it.
You're not necessarily wrong. Like I said, he fucking he is the beginning of the modern Republicans, so for sure.
He had a good personality and people liked him and he went around and he said good things. But every single government thing he did, every decision he made, he was not a good guy.
I know he wasn't. Like I said, me and Mitch
Fear.
dived into him pretty big one night.
Yeah.
Yeah. We fucking read
Fear is the
basically his
enemy
whole
of reason.
Wikipedia and shit like that, and got a little bit. I was gonna go more into detail, but I just never went back into it. Like the actual, like how Reaganomics actually, like every little detail of it to show how stupid it is and stuff. I got tired out, I guess. But
And how he was Democrat, and then all of a sudden he got into politics and he flipped over to Republicans and became a bastard.
yeah,
You
basically,
know the Republicans say we'll go back to the 1960s, the civil rights movement. Republicans used to be respectable people. Like the Republican Party used to be respectable. Martin Luther King Jr. was a Republican. You
Yeah.
know, they had good values back then. But modern Republicans, they're not that. They're just corrupted compared to
Yeah.
that.
Oh yeah. Hello.
Hmm.
yeah, the modern
Yes.
is a cult. That's what we know.
Mm-hmm.
It's been co-opted by a cult. Trump co-opted.
It wasn't just him though,
Republican
but
Party.
honestly, this all stems from like the
No.
Tea Party and shit. Honestly, like
Yeah.
this is
yep,
not
Yeah.
new.
Yep.
Remind me again. Why do you connect the two?
Well, because the Tea Party was when Obama got president. This when that big populist movement came. They just didn't have enough power yet, and then now, Trump gave them the power to fucking become a legit movement. They
So
were a
Black guy
fringe.
became
They were a
the-
fringe movement until Trump made them powerful.
It was.
So
They're
Black
basically
guy
racist.
became
like, when it
president,
comes down to it.
and white nationalists didn't like it. So Trump
Yeah.
came along,
Yep.
and he's saying everything they would like to hear.
Yep.
So is that what you're saying?
Yeah, basically.
Basically, exactly it. Yep.
Yeah, like I said, a lot of things, even like Elon and stuff. Like I don't know if they truly are like racist Nazi people or if they're just dog whistling for the power. Like
I don't know.
I don't know either. I'm saying like I don't know if he's full fledged believes in it or he's just using it to get the power and money and shit that he's using.
You know, there is a point, right? You know, Elon Musk got slammed for that photo of him doing a seagull salute,
Yeah,
right?
not enough.
So So they say try to defend. He tried to say, "Oh, it was a Roman salute,"
Mm-hmm.
but his
No.
actions don't align with his words.
Not even
Because,
that.
like, literally the very next day, he went on video conferencing to the AfD, the
Yeah.
Alternative for Germany,
Yeah.
in Germany, obviously. The very next day, he went on a video conference with this Nazi party. They're literal Nazis, right?
Mhm.
And he was telling them, like, "Oh, don't be ashamed of your past, and like, just move on. Be
Yeah.
good. You're good people. Be good."
Yeah.
And he's talking to Nazis, right?
Yeah.
So on the one side, in American media, he's like, "Oh, that wasn't a Nazi salute. That was a ha 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 Roman salute." But the very next day, he goes talking with Nazis,
Mhm.
and he wants to
I-
deny it.
Oh, I
You
know.
know, I don't believe you, buddy. I know what I saw.
And not even that. The
Mhm.
Roman salute became the Nazi salute. So even if you're saying that, that was the Nazi salute. Like the Nazis
That-
came
that
up with the
was a
salute
lie.
from the Romans. Like they stole their
That-
fucking thing.
He did it. Criticism started to come in, and he tried to throw up a smokescreen, but it's an obvious lie.
Oh, of course.
Because of his very actions the next day. He went and talked with Nazis and told them they were good people.
I know.
Fuck you, Elon.
That's like Trump saying when he
You
said
know?
that with the Charlottesville.
Yeah,
There's good people on both sides. It's like, oh, you're gonna say Nazis are good people? Like
No, when one side is Nazis, they aren't good people.
that's my point. It's like
No.
that's what I'm
Like
saying.
good,
Like, no,
good Nazi is a dead Nazi.
it's, these people didn't watch Inglorious Bastards. Okay, they need to go back and watch that.
Yeah. Or Schindler's List.
Yeah.
You want to get more
Fucking-
serious? Yeah, there's a lot of movies.
You
The
wanna fucking
Pianist.
Like an
Yes.
AI
You
video
wanna be
of Trump
horrified?
being scalped. No, I'm just kidding.
The Pianist is a
If
good
you want
movie
to be
too.
horrified of the inhumanity people can do, watch Schindler's List. It's fucking real.
Oh, I love
You
Schindler's
know?
List. Well, I mean, I don't love it, but it's a good movie. Yeah, I watched it quite a few times.
You know? And then, there's people in the world right now. You look around, look at people, and think about who you trust, right? Because right now, there are fucking people that you should not tell where Anne Frank is hiding. You understand what I mean?
Yeah, I know. Yep.
You know?
Oh, don't worry about
You
that.
know.
And they're your neighbors. They're your
I don't
fucking
trust
neighbors.
nobody, dude. I don't trust like half my fucking friends I grew up, like
Yeah.
more than half my
Like,
friends I grew up with, dude.
That,
Like I
that
know a fuck it
metaphor,
is.
eh? If you
It's
know
like,
where
I don't got shit.
the metaphorical Anne Frank is hiding, don't
If I
tell
could do
them.
something, I fucking would. But I don't have shit.
Yep,
I
I
don't
don't
have
know
a fucking
shit.
car, bro. I don't have like.
Sorry, Brandon, what?
Said if I could do something about all this, if I could start a movement myself, I would. But I don't have shit. I don't have influence.
Yeah,
know,
no
people
influence.
worry-
Nobody gives a
people
fuck who I am.
Okay, listen about this, right? People look at time travel and they're like, "Oh, you gotta be careful with time travel because if you go back into the past to make any small change, you could radically affect the future," right? Right? So that's one way of looking at time travel, right? But the opposite of that is from this present
That's in a
moment,
disordered
you
way.
can make one small change and radically affect the future.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You know?
Shit. I
Like,
pump fucking
torching
shit out into
Teslas.
Facebook. Nobody gives a fuck.
Or something,
what I'm
some
saying?
kind of resistance. And the Tesla stock price is tanking. Enough people are saying, "Oh wow, I'm not having anything to do with you anymore," and selling their Teslas.
Mm-hmm.
So, and then now judges are starting to rule against these fake
Mhm.
executive
Like I
orders.
said,
Trump
the
thinks
big one
more
is
about.
fucking Justice Roberts,
You know?
who was Trump's dick, and now he fucking is even talking shit. Like, no, we shouldn't do this. Like,
Yeah,
oh man, you know it's
So
bad
now-
when the pro
Yeah.
Amy Barrett Cohen is a fucking Trump pointy, and she's going against him too. It's like, man, you know it's bad
so
when.
Trump came in. Sorry, finish up. Then finish up. Sorry.
No, I'm just saying it's bad when even your own appointees are fucking being like, dude, you're fucking,
like-
you're too much.
Once they're in there, right? Like that's kind of the cool thing is
Lifetime
like
appointment.
they
Yeah.
have the ability to.
I
stand up
get
for
this, right? Trump came in with Elon Musk with his hack and slash, burn the government down so we can replace it with a fucking new world order, right?
Mhm.
But now the pushback is starting.
Yep.
So people are organizing. People are, these Democrats, yeah, they get their ass kicked, but they're not giving up. They're not going to be like, okay, well, might as well go sit on the fucking
No,
back
they're-
porch and
the Dems are-
hey,
no,
The Dems are
know?
having our
So
Trump moment where they're trying to go from either the old school Dems or the populist like AOC and Bernie people, or stick with the Schumers and the old people.
no,
like,
no. Bernie was
so
saying.
people are
Bernie
organizing,
was
right?
saying,
And-
don't go to the Democrats if you want to change. Go for independence.
So people are organizing, and people behind the scenes still talk to each other. They're friends. They're talking about what they're going to do. They have connections in government. Some of them still left. And now the judges are coming down on the points of law. You are not above the law. You can't do these orders. And this is the beginning of pushback, right? So this is hope. right? So Trump for a while when he first came in, it was like Iraq, shock and awe, right? All these executive orders, bang, 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 bang. People were like, "What the fuck are you doing?" They just tried to argue each one, but they got left behind by the next one.
Yep.
But now the defense is starting to get organized, and judges are beginning to push back, and it's a good fucking sign. And maybe America won't hit a civil war within 4 months. Maybe. Depends how well the judges stop this ongoing coup.
Yeah.
But yeah, if you fucking do 10 crazy things, one's gonna get through. That's kind of the whole Trump process.
Yeah.
Like, you just
And-
do
and
unlimited
at the
amount of
beginning,
things.
people were distracted by it, and they kept trying to react to what he was doing as if it was rational. Then he kept doing more and more crazy things. But now it's been a while, and people are seeing through that, and now they're starting to nail him down on specific things.
It's not hard to see that, like, the more that, this crazy shit happens, we're not gonna have a fucking country anymore. Like, we're gonna fucking fall apart.
Yeah,
It's
and it
just-
could be civil war.
It's the fall of reason, dude. That's what it is.
Again. Sorry, I missed that last word. Fall of what?
Fall of reason.
Fall of
essentially.
reason?
Yeah. Because if you can't fucking rule or whatever, or decide policies based on reason or what's true, you're just destined to fail. Like,
We all know the
Also-
horrible statistic, right?
this leads to failure.
Okay, we all know the horrible statistic. Here is the horrible statistic. Just over 50% of Americans, I believe it's 53%, read at a 6th grade level or less.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And that means that they're disadvantaged. They can be
For sure.
taken care of because taken advantage of because they can't really think about things,
Like,
right?
Mhm.
So
capture 'em with
if you take
emotion.
this 53% of Americans and you put them on a map, where do they live? They generally line up to they are the red states, right?
Yep.
So fucking 40, 50 years ago now, Reagan, threw fucking said, fuck you, and threw them overboard, right? Reagan, well, what was it? Which one would Reagan do? Something with the schools. Anyway, Reagan fucked up the schools, right? So they got thrown overboard 40 years ago by an education system said, fuck off. Right, and now here it is 40 years later. These people have grown up without an education system, and in the red states, because this is where we began first, because red states don't like funding anything. You don't even get an education for free, right? So the last 40 years in the red states, education has been more worse than it is generally elsewhere. And this has resulted in this 53% of people who can't really think their way out of a wet paper bag. God bless their hearts. It's not their fault. It was done to them by a system that threw them overboard 40 years ago. And now because they're not well educated, they can be taken advantage of by demagogue language like what Trump was using to win the election. And Hitler used demagogue language as well. And it's the same fucking language. It's a kind of rhetoric, demagoguery, and it's a way to manipulate people. And when his voters purposely can only think at a 6th grade level, they're taken in by the manipulation. They don't understand that they're being manipulated because they can't think well enough to see it. And Trump knows this, and he doesn't care. He's a manipulator, taking advantage of them. And then you got Project 2025, written at a 12th grade level. so his MAGA faithful can't even read it. They have to wait for somebody to tell them what it means.
Yep.
And the people telling them what it means are lying about what it means.
But yeah, it's 900 pages. I bet they never read 900 pages in their whole life.
That's my rant. I'm sticking to it.
I
Yep.
feel you.
Yeah.
Like I said, I don't think they've ever read 900 pages in their whole life. That's how big Project 2025 was. So
Yeah.
good luck.
And these 53% of people, it's not their fault. The system threw them overboard
Yep.
40 years ago.
Isn't that what Carlin said?
Something like that.
Basically.
Yeah,
I
exactly.
think
that,
you're right,
basically.
Brandon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
We got back in a few minutes now. This time I'm going to go out for a cigarette.
Mhm.
Oh my god.
Okay, back in a bit, you
That's
guys.
all right.
Smoking Bill. I'm just kidding. No, I was gonna quit, but
It's
dude, then my lungs got better, and well, it's a process. I'm trying to inhale it less because I do get a little bit of something when I just smoke it like a cigar. Especially when I go on walks and I start to get fucking winded, dude, and I'm like, dude, I can't fucking I have to be healthy, dude. I'm 35. I don't have that many fucking years left. I gotta extend that shit.
How old is your mom?
62, I think.
Well,
or
then you got to like
63
70.
now.
I'm gonna guess you got till 70 at least. So I mean, you might be at a midlife crisis. I don't know. I'm guessing I lived to 80.
My grandpa's
my mom lived to
75.
70.
My grandpa's 75, and he's smoked his whole fucking life basically.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, my mom lived to 70. I'm guessing my dad's gonna live to 90 because that's what all of his families lived to 90. So I'm guessing I'm somewhere in the middle. So high 70s, early 80s. That's my guess.
my grandma died of cancer, but her mom lived into her 90s, and then my great grandma, I don't know if she cracked 100. She may have.
I just met. I finally know my first 100-year-old person. They just turned 100 like a month or two ago. Otto he used to come to the bar all the time, but now he doesn't. But because now he lives in a nursing home, but he's still alive. His son-in-law his son-in-law gave me a fucking birthday card and shit for all to sign and all that. I'm like, Jesus Christ, he is 100. You know, like, I'm pretty sure he's the first one I know.
Right. I don't know any 100-year-olds.
I'm lame like that.
I did not until recently. But yeah, either way, I mean, in the end, it's all about the quality. I don't care if it's 100 years old. Cool, as long as I can do my shit. Let me just wipe my own ass. I have low expectations.
Welcome to life.
I just want to be like the kid. I wipe my own ass. I wipe my own ass.
All I want to be in life.
Is an ass
The only
wiper.
thing.
The only thing I need in life is to wipe my own ass.
Wipe.
Yep.
Yeah.
I mean, there's perks to that. Imagine
Wiping one's own ass.
God damn.
I mean, once you get over the age of 2, I'm pretty sure nobody wants to do it again. It's kind of my thought process. I got my hash pipe. Boom, 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 boom.
Want to go for a ride?
What was that?
Want to go for a ride?
Yeah. That's what us hippies used to have to do before we had weed legal.
Yeah.
That used to be-
Legalized in 2018 here,
I know.
nationwide.
Nation. Like I said, you're the first major country to do it.
Yeah.
You're the second or third. Uruguay did it first. I know they were the first country to do it. I think there might have been one other country before you, but they're again small.
And Canada's wanted to do it for like 30 years.
Dude,
we kept trying, right? Like they're pod activists, our pod activists, right? They kept trying and trying over the years, and every time they get so far, and then the American government will be like, if you do this, it will affect our trade relationship because we will be searching every truck that crosses the border.
I know.
So our government would always back down. And finally, 2018 came around and they didn't back down. And guess what? Hasn't affected our trade.
Oh, I
Only
know.
Trump has.
Yeah, but I know. We've been in America. You want to think about it? We've been trying since the '60s to legalize it, and here we are. Not any equal.
It was
That's the one thing I hate.
legalized.
I really do hate Obama for that.
Do you know
Obama had
why
all the
pot was made
government, and he
illegal?
should have done it.
You know why pot was made illegal?
For timber industries.
For racism.
For racism.
It is.
It was because Mexicans smoked
Yep.
it and they didn't like Mexicans, so they wanted to charge them with so they could throw them in jail.
I
So
did
they
know
made
this.
pot illegal.
I mean, that's not the only reason, but it is a
And then the
major
hippies
reason.
Came along, and then the hippies came along. They were smoking pot too, and they were all anti-war. Can't have that.
That's the Richard Nixon era. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
No, I know.
Nixon.
Like I said,
And the hippies can't have that. That's why LSD became illegal.
You know
pot
that
was Mexican.
our
LSD
government
was
our
hippie.
government was working on making LSD bombs, so
Yeah.
when we go to war, the whole other army would just trip balls, and then they couldn't fight us
Yeah.
back. Obviously, like that was the idea.
Yeah.
That pot was Mexican. LSD hippies were LSD, and they were both made illegal, not for any like real moral reasons, but because the government didn't like that they couldn't control people because they didn't give a fuck when they were enlightened.
Mm-hmm.
So they made the substances illegal.
Yeah, No, I
They
mean,
they used to go around electric Kool-Aid with LSD, right?
Yep.
Hey, here's electric Kool-Aid. People going around popularizing in the States before they made it illegal. With the electric Kool-Aid van would show up and they're like, "Here, drink this," and you would fucking trip balls because they were doing 10 times the doses we do today.
oh, I know. Like,
You
yeah, I
know?
remember. So that's how fucking Manson and them all got their start, was LSD selling
Yeah,
and shit from the government.
Yeah, 'cause LSD will fuck you up. You know, it will if you do it too much and
It's
too
too
often.
much. Yeah, that's the thing.
Yeah.
Manson would fucking do like trips like that, and then he would fucking do a fake Jesus scene where he would say like he would die on a cross for you. Would you die for me? And that's part of how we got the cult followers to fucking follow like a cult. Like,
Yeah.
oh man, this guy would die for me. He would do all these cool things. Like, no, he
And
wouldn't.
you know his trial could have been better, right? Because he was found guilty by association, not really for direct evidence. There was no recording of him ordering it.
No, you're
It was
kind of
more like
right.
you were the
It's all
cult leader,
hearsay,
you were the
but I
first
mean,
forever.
I mean,
Yeah,
I kind of get
but
it.
was he convicted of the murders or was he convicted of conspiracy?
No,
and
he's
sentenced to life
convicted of the
for
murders.
conspiracy?
He was, because they're saying he was the
Because
planner.
he wasn't there for the murders.
I know, but
So it was
I'm saying, think about it like this: he's the Osama bin Laden to 9/11. Like, they're gonna say he's
Yeah.
the
I
ringleader.
know,
These people
that's
just followed
funny during
orders.
his trial.
Hmm?
See, during his trial, it wasn't the best. He was convicted of murder. He wasn't there. He should have been convicted of conspiracy for an actual accurate trial. You know?
I mean, you're kind of right.
He
But like
wasn't
I said, I know he wasn't there. But I mean, if I order a hit on you and then you die from my hitman, I'm probably gonna get charged for murder, right?
Yeah, I have to look out what degree of murder he was convicted of.
I don't
'Cause
know.
there are different
I don't
degrees,
know if
and
he
you
was
might be
first.
right there.
Well, actually, I'm pretty sure. It was
You
probably
might
first
you might be
degree.
right there. In one of the degrees, you might be right.
Yeah.
You know? I'm not sure.
I haven't
Yeah,
looked
because
into
there are
his
different
trial, but yeah.
degrees.
Yeah. Well, like I said,
Yeah.
I just know that, like I said, if I ordered a hit on you, I'm going to jail.
Yeah.
I'm going to jail for
That would be
murder. Like I
weird.
said, I don't know. I would assume
Mhm.
still it'd probably be first degree because I planned it out. If I paid a dude $100,000 to fucking do it, right? That's or whatever. For him,
Mhm.
it was just the cult.
But
It
yeah,
was.
I don't know.
I know. It's
Could that be a separate crime, like murder for hire? Could that be a separate crime and not actually murder, but not, a distinction?
I don't know. I'm gonna see. Let me
I'm not
look it up.
sure.
I know. Hold on.
Yeah.
Murder for hire.
Okay, careful what you're googling here. You're gonna be on a list.
Yeah, but
I'm serious.
Well, I should actually, because I try to make sure I question it. Like, what
Murder for hire, cheap
crime
rates.
is-
Search for that. Cheapest murder for hire.
Huh? No. Yeah. What crime is it? Is it considered murder? Murder for hire, also known as a contract killing, is a federal crime defined under 18 USC, which makes it illegal to travel. Okay, well, I don't care about that. It's a federal.
So if you procured this murder for hire, would you be charged with murder or murder
That's
for
what I'm trying to
hire?
find out. That's what I'm trying to find
Yeah.
out. Murder for hire statute USC is enacted as part of the Comprehensive Crime Control Act of 1984. Okay. Initially codified.
It's after Manson.
Yeah. So honestly, it probably was just murder then at that point
Yeah.
because they didn't have this situation until, like I said, 1980.
I'd have to look it up to be more sure about the facts.
I know. I'm
But
trying.
if he was convicted of murder, I don't know. It's more conspiracy to commit murder than murder itself.
Yeah.
But you still put away forever like he was, dying in prison.
hmm
Yeah.
Well, the thing is, it was what they murdered 7 people because they got the 4-5 and the Tate one, and they got the La Biancas. There was 2 there the night before. So.
And the murders were shocking even by today's standards.
Well, yeah, dude, you stab someone 67 times, or what the fuck it
Pregnant
is, dude.
woman.
Yeah, it's
They killed a pregnant woman.
cut the
Even
baby
by
out.
today's standards.
I'm saying,
Yeah,
cut the
even
baby
by
out.
today's standards, that's shocking. Imagine back then, 1969, Sharon
Well,
Tate.
yeah. Well,
You
thinking
know?
it's who it is. So like
Yeah.
when you think of stuff like that, you're thinking of like Iraq, or like you're thinking of like really religious fucking mono places or dictatorship places that are doing this kind of shit. You don't think of in America that a baby's being cut out of her fucking stomach.
And that comes back to LSD fucking people up
Yep.
because all his followers they dropped so much acid they fucking didn't even know where they were half the time, man.
No, I know. And like I said, he did the whole fucking fake kill himself all the time, and these people are tripping balls. And when you do that over and over, now you just fucking mind fuck these people. Like I said, if you think Jesus is gonna die for you, and you see what people do for you, well, think about if this guy's like right in front of you says he's willing to die for you. Like you're gonna fucking go all
And they're
out, you know?
doing
Like
doses of acid that fuck you up. You know, today you buy a double of acid, you sit down, you have a good trip. The doses they were doing back then were sometimes like 10 to 30 times dosage of what you do today.
oh, I know.
They were fucking tripping balls back then.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, man.
Fuck.
And like you say, they're tripping fucking balls, and all this shit he's saying is going into their head while that's going on.
Yeah, that's the
You
whole
know?
thing. That's what I'm saying. If you have a spiritual moment and now it's being manipulated by a guy to manipulate you to do
Yep.
things for him later, that's the problem.
Yep.
Like yeah, obviously I
Yeah.
tripped balls and looked at like the stars and shit, had like, oh my god, or like all those crazy moments. But
You-
I've never
you
had
didn't have
nobody
somebody
manipulating
whispering
me.
in your ear telling you evil things. You know?
Yep.
You didn't have somebody whispering in your ear telling you these things, you
Yep.
know?
And then, like I said, not just doing it
Yeah.
once; it's doing it 3-4 times a week or whatever.
Over
You
and
know?
over and over and
Yeah.
over. Yeah. Yeah.
Hold on.
Brandon, you dead yet from your lungs?
Yep.
No.
Man, how you feeling? What happens when you try
Yeah,
to
I feel
smoke?
fine.
Do you feel heaviness in your
Well, I have an
lungs?
inhaler that I got like
Blue
a
inhaler?
Primatine mist or whatever. What is it? What is the fucking? It's like an orange. It's in my fucking coat pocket.
Is it a Civicor Turbo inhaler?
Let me take a look. No, it's just that over-the-counter thing. It just helps with the constriction.
Yeah.
But
You know,
do need
can you go straight to? Can you go directly to the pharmacist and say, "Hey, I want to buy some antibiotics without a prescription"?
on the
I
antibiotic.
don't know if we. It might be. I don't know. I
There
had to
are
go, for,
some,
like,
but
for my
not a
Lyme
lot.
disease. I had to go to the doctor to get it.
Because if the doctor is the problem, like the money for the fucking doctor, that misery evil there, you just go to the pharmacist and say, "Give me some antibiotics." You know, I know how much they cost there. Yeah, good antibiotics here go for $30 to $50 Canadian. So you're looking at, I don't know, $20 to $28 American.
I don't think my lungs are as bad, but I do need to stop inhaling so much.
Yeah.
Because like when I wake up in the morning, I'm feeling it.
Yeah.
All right, Bill, here you go. You ready for this? Murder for hire. Accusations of involvement in a contract killing can lead to significant consequences. The act is a felony, and depending on where the crime is charged, the punishment could be life in prison to death penalty. That is the law.
And that was enacted in 1984.
Yep.
So in 1969 was the Sharon Tate murders, the Helter Skelter.
Yeah, I don't know. I can
But it's before
I can
that,
see.
it
I bet I
predates
could find. I honestly, I bet I could find his whole trial indictment or whatever the fuck it is.
If you just went to Charles Manson's Wikipedia page, you'll probably cover it all.
Oh, I know. Hold on.
And I can do that too. I'm just kind of looking at this scored screen.
No, you're all good, brother.
Yeah.
Can I actually just see his trial? I don't want to see like. Here we go. Famoustrials.com. I don't assume too many more get more famous than the fucking Charles Manson fucking murder.
Yeah, no
Yeah.
shit.
I think he was one of the first mass murderers. I'm pretty sure there was a guy in a bell tower in Texas at some university shot a bunch of people.
Mhm.
And they
Yeah.
did not talk to
He's
that
not.
guy.
He's
They
not the
found a brain
first mass
tumor.
murderer. There's been a bunch of them per se, but
I-
he's the first
I
like
think one of
he
the
was the
first
first big
ones-
like maybe like the first big like famous one, I guess, because it's probably like beginning of news on TV and shit, you know, all that kind of stuff.
One of the first ones I remember, I can't remember, it was U of M or something. It was a university in Texas. Guy went up on a bell tower with a rifle and started shooting people, right? And he was a really good shot. But anyway, after they killed him, they did an autopsy on him, and they found a tumor on his brain on the area that deals with emotional control. So he was one of the first people, and they dissected him, and they actually found a plausible reason for why he did what he did. But that was one of the first ones, you know.
Yeah.
And I don't know, everything else, whatever.
Mhm.
But there was a reason for that guy. The first guy had a reason. There was a tumor on his emotional control center.
Yeah.
Yeah. And he was one of the first mass killers in the modern history, 1900s and going on, 20th century. I'll be right back. I'm going to go have another bong.
Oh my
That's all right.
god. He's gonna shove it up his ass.
So basically, from reading a little bit of this trial thing, basically all 4 people that fucking did the killings basically admitted, like, yeah, this motherfucker made us do it. So Susan Atkins,
for,
Tex
Charles
Watson,
Manson?
Elinda Casbian, and whoever the other person's name is. And on the first day of the trial, you know what this motherfucker did because he's stupid and crazy? You ready to hear this shit? He cut a
Mhm.
fucking X into his fucking head with like a knife.
Mm-hmm.
He's like, I X myself from civilization, or the fuck he said. It's like, yeah, dude, you're not making yourself look good in this trial. If I was his lawyer, I'd be like, you know what, you shouldn't do that.
Yeah,
That's a
people ain't
bad
gonna
look.
like
I'm
you.
just saying, that's a bad look, dog. Having a fucking X swastika in your, basically, not a swastika, but. Oh man, I should read all this. Maybe I'll deep dive into this someday soon. I haven't looked into this shit for a while. I went down this whole trail for a little bit back in the day. Helter Skelter. Ba-na-na-na-na-na-na. These motherfuckers are crazy.
Yeah.
And that's what he said when he said drugs are bad on car.
Okay.
Drugs are bad, okay? Okay.
Just saying that if you do drugs, your penis won't work, okay? Okay. So don't do them, okay? They're not good for you.
That's a wise tale. Look at Wally.
I know. Well, I started alone. Didn't stop smoking weed, but I smoked less weed. All of a sudden, my penis started working. I knocked up my chick. Hi, BB. You gonna lay on my arm? You're cute.
Kitty cat.
Yeah. My hand was on the mouse, so you couldn't lay on the mouse. He's like, all right, I'll just lay on your arm then. He always tries to lay on the mouse. I'm like, baby, why you gotta do that? Just wants to fuck with me. Ooh, the Linda Casby, and she got prosecutional immunity for narking out dude. So I guess some people could say that's like motivation to lie. I don't know.
Wait, who's this bitch? What the fuck?
She's one of the 4 people that went and did all the killings. There's 4. Manson
Oh,
sent 4
really?
people to
Okay.
kill. Okay, she's one of them.
Okay.
She's like the lead witness against Manson in the Manson trial.
All right.
So I'm saying, like, if you want to get like conspiracy wise, I guess you could say like she had motive to lie, I guess, to get herself off. But I mean, like, we know that he did a bunch of things because a lot of other people talked to.
Fucking serial killer or whatever. I'm gonna say
It's a
fucking
cultist.
cult leaders.
Yeah, let's say this guy's just
Yeah.
a cultist.
What about what's his face? Fucking the actor that has like a cult or whatever. What's his
Jared
fucking name?
Leto.
Yeah.
What? He has a cult now?
Yeah.
I didn't know that. From that stupid movie he did.
I don't fucking. He's just kind of a weirdo.
Do you know that the show Smallville, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That one chick.
Yeah, the chick,
blonde chick?
Yeah, she's a
Yeah.
fucking cult leader, or I think she's like 3rd in line technically, but yeah,
Yeah, she's fucking cute as shit too. God damn.
yeah, that's why she's crazy.
Chuff.
She'll brand your ass. That's what she was doing. She would brand motherfucking chicks that work for her.
God damn.
Really?
Yeah, to show that you're fucking loyal to her sex cult people.
Jesus.
Oh yeah,
What is
dude.
with these people, dude? People that
So is-
fucking
so is-
just.
So is Manson murder or conspiracy?
I haven't got. I've just started reading part of his trial. So like the beginning. So Linda Casbian was one of the people that did all the murders. She was like the star witness for in the trial against him.
Did she take a plea and get off with it for that?
Yep. Yeah, she got immunity.
And before they knew her story, they fucking regretted it after. I'll testify for immunity. Okay. Okay. Now here's my story.
I haven't got to the. Like I said, someday I need to like dig into like actual like documents because this is just
Yeah.
like a summary of it. Obviously, it's like I want to get actual details. Irving Knekker was Manson's lawyer. Some Russian or something, Slovakian. I gotta be able to find a. You think a law?
He was convicted of first-degree murder and conspiracy to commit murder for the deaths of 7 people.
Mm-hmm. Heavy drinker. Gonna get to his trial. God, why can't I just get a motherfucking trial?
Okay, he was charged with first-degree murder and conspiracy to commit murder in the deaths of 7 people. And first-degree murder is defined as murder may be charged as first-degree murder if committed under the following circumstances: armor-piercing ammunition, poison, lying in wait, torture, involving a destructive device, any other kind of willful, deliberate, and premeditated killing.
That's
Which
They
is
see with the weapon.
Not even that they're gonna
Which
they're
is the
gonna,
one
they're,
they got him.
they're gonna get him with premeditated because they're gonna say that he planned it, so he premeditated the fucking.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so that's one of the criteria that gets first degree.
Yep.
And if I go back to his page, let me go back.
Mhm.
How do I go back in this? Back. Okay, let me go back to Charles Manson's page.
No, you're all good.
Okay, so Charles Manson, in 1971, Manson was convicted of first-degree murder and conspiracy to commit murder for the deaths of 7 people, including the film actress Sharon Tate.
Mm-hmm.
That's on the Charles Manson Wikipedia page.
Yeah.
You know, I don't go to the internet for Wikipedia, right? I got a local database. It's like 100 gigabytes. It's
Mhm.
Wikipedia, and I do that so I don't get on fucking lists. What are you searching on Wikipedia?
Right.
On a list?
Yeah, I'm already on enough lists. I don't need any more.
I mean, if there is a list out there, I would have to be on it.
Yeah. If you're not
I'm
on
on
the
one,
list, you're
and
not
I
right.
don't give a fuck.
If whoever is making the list can read.
Yeah. If you're not on the list, you're not doing it right.
Right.
Exactly.
Those are rookie numbers. Pump them up. Just kidding. Helter skelter. Do 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 do. Helter skelter.
Fuck you, Mitch.
What?
Fuck you, Mitch. What'd you do, Mitch?
Fuck you, Ollie.
I say I don't.
This is how it starts, you guys.
I was just told to say fuck
Next
you.
thing you
I'm saying
know,
what
nuclear
happened.
warheads going to and fro.
He said
Sorry.
it first. I'm just saying. Why are we saying fuck you, Mitch? What'd you do?
Oh.
He's like, I don't even fucking know what I did.
Yeah, what did he do, man? What did he do, Brandon? You said you started it.
All right.
Was it you who started it? I
Uh-huh.
hope it was you because I just said it.
You
I
just.
just had the urge. There
just
was the
had the
feeling
urge.
that bubbled up in me.
I
That's
just
fair
had this
enough.
anger. I just had this all
A little
this
bit of Mitch
anger.
hate.
He's got haterade against you, Mitch. How does that make you feel?
Indifferent.
Indifferent. Like I'm not really
Oh,
sad. I'm
now
not
I
mad.
now I actually feel sad. Jeez.
I wish he was just actually pissed.
I'm indifferent to your suffering.
Right. Don't bring me down.
Well, empathy is a weakness, right? So.
Oh, it is in today's world.
That's for show.
Sadly, it has become that. Like, I have to care about you? Why?
Why the hell would anybody want to care about anybody else?
Oh, God damn it. God damn it.
What was that? How does the quote go? The most telling sign of civilization about to descend into barbarism is the death of empathy.
Yeah.
Could see it.
When people stop caring, bad times are coming.
Well, it's like when I said that the right is, like reason doesn't really work on them. It's also empathy as well, right?
They have fake empathy. Like, they can feel it sometimes, but like when it comes to like their views, like they can have empathy for someone being taken away or whatever. But then you go, oh, it's a Latino. Well, fuck them. They shouldn't have been here in the first. Like, okay, like. How do you go from being like, I understand, to now just fuck them? Like, that's a big jump.
Yeah.
Here's something
Yeah.
you can bring up too.
Cognitive
They aren't
dissonance.
consistent. They aren't consistent. You can bring
For
this
sure.
up too. Okay, get this right. Okay, yeah. Okay, let me get the example to get it in my head. Okay, if a woman has a miscarriage and the baby dies, she can be charged with murder and brought to court. That's the American law, right? This is real. Yet, a MAGA mother who doesn't believe in vaccines doesn't have to vaccinate her kid, and that kid can die of a fully preventable illness, and yet
Yep.
she faces no legal consequences. So they're not even consistent.
I know.
They say they're pro-life on one thing, but they aren't on another. So which is it, you guys? Make up your mind.
Like I said,
Right.
you know how many kids
Yep.
are getting polio
No.
and shit now, dude? I'm
never
well the
consistent.
fuck aware.
Yeah, they're
I-
not consistent.
I call these.
They
fools
don't.
out
It's
all
like
the
they don't
time.
experience like cognitive.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, they obviously
It- it-
experience cognitive dissonance, but it's just
It's,
like
it's
it
as
always
if it was not about life at all.
brings
It
them
was
the
just
other
about
way.
what they wanted to say to each other.
Correct.
right. It's virtue signaling.
Yeah.
Yep. It's the same as
They're
fucking.
primitive humans.
Like I said,
primitive
people
humans.
are trying to fucking Texas trying to make trans people like illegal now. It's like, why? like nobody is forcing you to do
They
anything.
actually think that that's going to bring on the end of civilization, but nope. The thing that's going to bring on the end of
You know,
civilization
the way I
is
see
them
all those
viewing it that
people,
way.
you know, the way I see all those people, it's none of my business, man. Do whatever makes you happy. Just wash your
True.
fucking
Right.
hands.
You
Yeah,
Even if
do whatever
it's-
makes you happy. Just wash your hands.
know.
You know?
Right? Even if there is like
Yeah.
a mental illness angle to it, or element to
There
it, like I
probably
don't
is
give a
some.
fuck. Like, they'll sort it out.
The thing
They'll
is,
sort it
dude,
out.
like, obviously, like, there's levels. Like, we don't let mental people just do whatever
Right.
they want, but it's like, dude, we let, like, a lot of people do a lot of stuff they probably shouldn't do.
Yeah.
I lean towards you should have most rights that you can
Yeah.
have, not
I-
fucking take them away.
You know, most people don't realize that freedom means the right of other people to do things you don't approve of.
Yep.
The way
That's
I see
freedom.
it is the
That's
establishment always operates on fear. Like they're just afraid of what
Mhm.
might happen if the ideology that the fucking establishment is based on gets to like
And-
changed or
And you know
defied.
why I say just wash your hands and just be happy? Because think about this, right? We started industrializing in the late 1800s and early 1900s, and we've pumped many chemicals into the environment. We're pumping a lot of chemicals in the environment,
Mm-hmm.
and like things like plastics, right? Like 100% of people now have plastic in their brains and testicles if you have them.
Yep.
You know, it's 100% now, right?
Yeah. Yep.
So all
yep,
these
yep.
chemicals and hormones and stuff that aren't supposed to be in our environment are now affecting the growth of babies while they're in the womb. They're affecting the development of the brain as you're growing up, and they're having results. Oh my God! When you're an adult, and now you like guys, you know? Well, fuck, man, it's not your goddamn fault. Look at the world. We pumped all these hormones into our ecosystems, and they're coming back to us as food. And you're wondering why people like to fuck the same sex now? Leave them alone.
I think
Not
part of
their
it
fault.
has
Wash your
to
fucking
do
hands.
with
People have been fucking
like-
fucking other people like that forever. Like, this is nothing new.
But
like,
you
Yeah.
being
understand what
gay
I
is-
mean, right? The environmental aspects of it.
yeah,
We're
yeah.
pumping shit into the ecosystems that's not supposed to be there, and it's coming back at us as food and having what effects to humans as we grow and develop? Leave them alone. Be happy. Wash your
I
hands.
feel like it has something has to do with like masculinity and like competition. I feel like,
but
and,
those
like,
are ideas, and what I'm talking
Right.
about is real biology.
I know, but
You know?
I mean, ideas are also,
Yeah, but
matter.
the ideas are
Psychology matters.
outmoded because the biology is being affected faster than the ideas can develop.
I think basically when you don't identify yourself as complete, as a full embodiment of masculinity, like that affects your
Yeah.
perception of yourself, and then the same sex in a way. It's weird. I think that there's something like
Basically,
that.
what I say is flips it around and makes them the victims
Mm-hmm.
of the environment.
Because
You know?
masculinity is in itself like competitive, and I guess femininity would be
Mhm.
as well. So like the more we have to compete to embody like masculinity or femininity in our environment,
I think you eat a
the more
nice big
problems we have.
steak, hey? You eat a nice
Huh?
big steak, hey? You eat a nice big steak, hey?
Mhm.
That
Mhm.
cow is force grown with hormones,
Yep.
and they're cow hormones, but they're kind of like human hormones. What do they really do? I don't care. Slap it on a shelf. Let's sell it.
Yep.
Oh yeah, yeah.
You know,
I think there's some weird psychology at play that we just don't understand yet too. You know.
I believe
Always.
a lot of it is environmental.
Of course,
It
of
is.
course.
It's your
Yep.
culture. I always
You
say
know?
culture is the word I like to use because.
No, environmental
Yeah.
chemicals that
well,
affect
right.
our thinking in the
Well,
environment.
it's both.
Oh, you're talking about like
It would be
actual
both.
things, yeah.
I think it's both.
Yeah, like growth hormones, like that affect
But-
human brain
so-
growth as you're growing up as a kid, and all these other chemicals that industry has pumped into the environment because there's been no clean law. There's been no laws to protect the environment, like the EPA, the Environmental Protection Agency.
Mhm.
Everybody's like, oh, they're wasteless and they keep us from doing this. No, they're keeping your kids from having 3 fucking heads, you guys. You know.
So
you know.
here's what I would say: psychology needs to have the intentional element, or the aboutness element, the understanding element, the belief and cultural aspect, and then also the physical aspect of the brain, the neurological aspect. Like we can't understand psychology without both the intentional and the physical aspects of it.
Yeah.
Because it's both.
That assumes a working brain. And what I'm saying is the brain is affected, so it's not working as it
It's
normally
not-
would.
Well, it's
without
evolved.
those
I would
So it
like to
doesn't
say it's
destroy it
evolving.
entirely.
I guess it would be evolving.
Like,
'Cause,
it
like,
being
evolving
affected
takes
doesn't mean
death.
it's fully
Evolving
defective.
takes death. They have the maladapted ones have to be filtered out, and
Like-
we haven't had enough generations for it to evolve yet.
I think intentionality takes precedence over neurology when it comes to, or at least, I mean, say it's equal. I don't give a fuck, but it's very
Yeah.
important. Like, I think it's
You
way
believe
actually.
a person is in control of their own destiny by their very thoughts and their actions. They are in control. Is that something
No, I'm saying that there's an intentionality
they are
aspect to
responsible.
determinism.
Is that what you mean?
That's not what I mean.
Okay, go on.
Intentionality as far as like the aboutness of experience, like the content and like
Yeah.
how that functions in the mind, as far as like beliefs and how our beliefs
Mhm.
shape our behavior and our outcomes in our environment. Like, so there just is a neurological and an intentional element.
And
like
those,
pure
and those are
mind or whatever.
ideas.
Yeah,
Those are
I guess.
ideas.
Yeah,
Ideas, So it's
Yeah.
ideas you learned, and it's ideas you work with mentally, right? And they affect
Yeah.
your behavior. That's what you're
Yeah.
saying.
Yeah.
So I agree with you.
Yeah.
I'm also saying that
both of them.
chemicals in our environment that aren't supposed to be there can
Mhm.
affect our growth and
Yeah,
resulting behaviors
You're right.
as well.
You are right. You are
Not
right.
in replace of what you're saying, but
Yeah.
as well.
Yeah, exactly.
You know?
Exactly. That's what I'm trying to say. I'm
Yeah.
not trying to say that's it's one or the other. It's just both.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just comes down to our understanding. Our
that
understanding
Dick
has a
Kennedy
lot
song?
of external influences. like
What's
the
that Dead
ideology.
Kennedy song? Cesspools in Eden. We built your
Yeah.
tiki-talking houses on landfill soil to cover up a gift we left you years before of
Yeah.
toxic chemicals and leaking gas. Just wait a little while. I can't remember the rest of it.
I know that song. I've listened to that
Yeah,
album.
it's a good
lot.
one. It's true. Like you back when they wrote that song, there was a reason they wrote that song.
I mean, yeah, dude. I mean, Tolkien was talking about like environmental shit. Even fucking what the 10s, 20s. Like fuck, man. None of this
Yeah.
is really new. It's just
Dude,
And
nothing
now
we're
it's
talking
happening.
about
We
is
have different
new. It's just
technology.
we're dealing with this.
And
Dealing
now
with
it's
the same
happening.
fucking problems because it's
Yeah.
never been solved because fucking power just never. That's the thing. Is this is the argument I've been trying to make is privilege or power from privilege equals ignorance of like the lived experiences of those beneath them, basically, and that's where most of our fucking problems come from
Yeah.
as far as power goes.
Yeah, like I said, it's all about the levels. Like I said, be greedy to an extent. That's fine. Just it's the over embellishment of it, dude. Like I said. How
Yeah,
about
we can't
How about think about
be
this?
completely
Like
selfless.
Elon Musk in this last 3 months just lost like 58-60 billion dollars, and I bet
Right.
it hasn't affected,
Yay!
and it hasn't affected him one bit. Like now, think about it. If we took that $60 billion and
Exactly.
actually used it for good, he wouldn't even notice
Yeah.
it, and we could pay for some things to help America
Right,
/ the
right.
world or whatever. You know, like that's the whole
Great
thought
argument.
process.
You know what makes
Right.
you sick about Elon Musk? It's like sick at him. Oh, you're sick, Elon. Fuck you. You don't get this, right? I can't remember I think it was UNICEF. UNICEF was like, we could end world hunger. Or no, wait. Elon Musk said all finance ending world hunger. So in one of his ex posts, right?
Yep.
So UNICEF goes, well, we have a plan for ending world hunger. It'll cost $30 billion.
Yep.
Elon Musk's like, yeah, whatever, and keeps on going. But the guy was worth like 600 billion or something at the time.
Yep.
He could take $30 billion. He could end world hunger. He could be a savior in history. But with all this money lying around, he has no use for. He decided not to. Nah, I didn't mean it, and he went on. He made the tweet. UNICEF said, "This is the plan. We can do it, and all it costs is $30 billion."
Yeah.
And he went, "Nah." And he has so much money in the bank. Fuck you, Elon. You're not even a person.
He's basically, dude. Rich people aren't that conscious. Is like that's the argument I'm trying to make.
They are
basically.
conscious.
They're not
They're
very
just consciously
World
doing evil,
hunger.
or like they're like I said, when you're like that level of fucking
not
money,
objectively
like,
conscious. They don't know. They don't understand their nature. They don't understand. Like they are creatures that exist through like relative to ideology, not nature, essentially, an institutional.
no, well, they're all about the
They're
me.
Not natural
monsters.
facts.
They're the me culture, not the we culture.
You have to not care about exploiting your fellow human, even to death, to become a billionaire, because there's no other way to do it.
It's all excuses. Ideology
There's
is
no
a
other way to
system of
do it.
excuses.
You got to exploit people, or you're not going to be a billionaire. Go on, Brandon. There's no other way
They don't
to
have.
do it.
They just don't have an objective based existence. They don't have. They don't exist relative to objective facts. They exist relative to ideological understandings or institutional facts. Like these are facts that they use to indoctrinate people
Yeah.
to go along with a system that is not in their favor. It all comes back to sophistry, in ancient
Sophistry,
Greece.
yeah.
It's all fallacies versus facts. Like that's just all it is.
That's what Trump does, and what he does is called
We're all
demagoguery. And it's
everybody's
leading
been
on
psychologically
people based on their
manipulated.
biases and prejudices.
Mm-hmm.
That's demagoguery, leading people with their biases and prejudices.
Mhm. That's what I'm saying.
Right,
Like
right.
now, do you
Yeah,
think he
that's part of
truly believes it, or he's just using people for the
Yeah.
power? Like I said, that's where I get confused. I'm
Trump
not sure.
might get
I don't know if he
prison. He's
actually
happy.
believes it, or if it's just power grabs. Like he needs these people to get the power, so he's using them.
In the case of Trump, I don't think he has a coherent plan. He managed to stay out of prison.
Yep.
That's about it.
That was the main thing.
Yeah.
And it's funny because all the
I don't
Dems are
think
always
that's
like,
bad.
they persecuted him, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, dude, they were
Oh.
nice, dude. They should have done it right away. They
Yeah.
waited 2 years because they didn't want to do it. And then he's like, I'm going to run for president. Like, yeah, we can't allow this. Like,
I don't think Trump has a plan, but I do think that he's being fed one by his Project 25 friends.
I just read a little article. The guy that run it, it's like, he's like, Trump's even going beyond what we expected. Like, Jesus Christ, dude.
Yeah.
It's so crazy.
Yeah. And remember, Project 25, that's the Handmaid's Tale.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, again, I think it's funny too that people are like talking about today, like, oh, he ended fucking the Department of Education with a. You can't do that with an executive order, you retards. I keep trying to tell these people, like, that's not how
Yeah.
it works. It's congressionally made. You have to congressionally undo it. Like, why do you guys keep thinking that you guys can just take over people or do things without the rule of law? Like, it just bothers me.
Yeah.
Like that's just,
Okay, get this. 80% of people will follow an order no matter how horrible it is if an authority tells them to,
for sure.
right?
Yeah.
So Trump came into office and went on this whirlwind tour pretending he can do all these things and just hoping that nobody stands up and doesn't. And now the judges are starting to stop him. They're standing up. Hey, wait a minute. You can't do this. Like you're saying, Wally. You
Yep.
can't do this. They're starting to tell him.
I know, like I said, and it's his own judges now. That's what's funny because like they finally bit the bullet. Like, yeah, we can't really allow this to happen anymore, right? Like,
Is this a nation of laws,
that's the whole
or is
point.
it, or is it a kingdom?
Is it a dictatorship? One man? Because that's the thing. He keeps saying like, I have the right as executive. Like, no, you don't. You're only 1/3 of the government, dude. You're not fucking the whole
Exactly.
government.
One
You keep saying like
branch.
these are lower
Yeah.
these are lower judges. They can't do that. Yeah, they're
It's not
judges.
a
They're not
pyramid.
in your world. They're a fucking different entity of the government, dude. They have nothing to do with you. Like
Yeah.
there's all these things.
He's
Like
acting like it and hoping people go along
yeah, totally.
because most people can't resist authority.
I
If an
know.
authority tells them to do it, they do
True.
it. 80%, man. That's what
Part of
that's
the
what
that's part of the
psychological
reason
studies
why
found.
part of the reason why people
Yep.
join religion and love religions because they need someone to tell them what like how to think,
Yep.
feel, believe. Like it's so much easier.
By psychological studies.
Some grounding
80%
in
of
reality,
people-
you know?
That's what I'm
how
saying. It's so
easy
much
to
easier to
understand.
have a book to say like these are the good, these are the bad.
It's sort
Like,
of-
oh, cool, I can follow
That's
that.
sort
book.
of what I'm getting into, though. When I was saying like they don't have an objective or a fucking existence grounded in an objectivity in nature. They have an existence grounded in ideology, culture, and institutional like truth or whatever. Like in quotes, you know, like what are institutions considered to be a good or bad human? You know, like what determines somebody's value? You know, like.
Yeah, I
And a lot of it comes down to just like baseline confidence. When you're fucking born into privilege, you have external based legitimacy from the get go. You just get whatever you want.
Mhm.
You know, it's just an easy life.
yeah, you
But
have
when you're
you-
born into
you know
poverty,
you know how much easier it has
you have
to
to
get make
find legitimacy
friends
in
or
yourself.
do anything. Like yeah,
Yeah.
it's just so much easier.
like come over to my house. We got a fucking pool. We got you know
Yep.
this and that. You
Yep.
know, like
Oh yeah, so I'm saying
I
like
got my
people,
dad's
like
car.
little things like that. Like people don't think like it is
Yeah.
privilege. Like it is, dude.
It
Like
adds up.
how many 16-year-olds go, hey, I got a fucking new Corvette for birthday, and I like you said, I have a pool. We can have grill outs every weekend, shit like that. Yeah, you're gonna be the popular kid in school, right?
Mm-hmm.
You know,
Yeah,
or at
it's
least
just easy life,
it's just yeah.
You know,
and that's why these
rich people
motherfuckers peak in high
rich people
school.
problems, right? Oh, honey, here's a gift.
don't
I
have to
got you a
think.
BMW. Oh, you shouldn't have. I got
Yeah.
you one too.
no. Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm
They're
just saying,
they're basically nothing.
What rich
And
people
they
fail to see is that you are still alive when the poor people start to eat
Here's the
you.
thing.
You know?
these people don't even develop their consciousness. That's what's fucked up. So this shit isn't even good for them. They're trapped in a fucking cycle of addiction.
They
Well,
want
yeah.
more and more and more.
it's money addiction
Mhm.
and power addiction. That's what I'm saying. Once you have
Yeah.
all the things, guess what? Okay, if you're the high school popular kid because you had money like that, like it's easy to do. When you get older, what do you think you're going to try to do? Get more power and popularity, right? Like that was probably your idea, right? Like I'm going to do this more because I have more money and more power and more. You know, like that's what you're addicted to, not fucking
And then when
learning.
they don't get what they want, they fucking are big babies. They're whiners. They're violent, abusive, and
Yeah,
their fucking wives leave them, so on and so forth.
they're January
Because they're
6ers,
pieces
bro.
of shit. Yeah.
Mm.
You know, now that we have self-driving vehicles, I'm waiting for the country song where his truck leaves him too.
That's very funny.
It's just
It's
fucking
true.
crazy,
It's gonna
bro.
happen.
It's crazy.
Truck drove home. Went back to the dealership.
Oh,
Isn't it funny
boy.
that Trump bought a fucking Tesla that he can't drive? He's like, I can't even drive it. It's like, okay,
Yeah.
thanks for the commercial for Tesla, bro.
So fucking stupid.
It is stupid.
I don't know. I made the point earlier, dude. If we don't have a fucking shared idea of like the future, like a destination, we just seem to fucking go backwards.
Well, yeah,
like,
the thing
it's
is,
like
you have conservatives that are trying to
like a fucking
hold back
bottleneck.
power, and then you have
yeah,
progressives, we're gonna call them, trying to move forward in life instead of fucking holding us back. So and it's been going on forever. Like I said, it's been the Federalists and the Anti-Federalists.
we get caught in a cycle, though. You know.
But I'm saying honestly,
What?
like not to be mean, but it's the same cycle for fucking 300 years plus. I mean, longer even. But I'm just saying.
Well, we
like,
make little incremental changes,
Yes, we
and then
do.
but now that's the thing, though. We
Yeah.
don't have a fucking like it's this fear. It's baseline. You know. Bias, bigotry, like
True.
they don't see
Cost warfare.
no prudence. There's no prudence. There's
If
no
you don't-
long term
yeah,
thinking.
if I don't-
where does all this lead to?
warfare.
Where does all this shit lead to? It leads to fucking
Wages
disaster.
haven't
They don't wanna
risen.
see it.
chaos.
Wages haven't risen since the 70s. You know, real
Right.
wages
Not
adjusted
enough,
for
yeah.
inflation. It's
Yeah,
not.
not
It's
enough.
class warfare.
Dude,
These
like I
rich
always
people,
said, dude, you
these
take the
rich
fucking
fucking
money.
bastards,
They lose
have you
money and it's not a big
tombstone,
deal.
High rent and low
Like,
pay.
Why not just fucking bring them down
Yeah.
to like $1 billion, and then they're fucking
get
fine.
this.
They're fine.
Right.
You want me to
So
tell you
fucking
some Carlin-like truth? Okay, these rich bastards have you fucking between two heavy stones. One is high rent, and the other is low wages, and that's exactly where they fucking want you. It's class warfare, right?
Yeah.
They're keeping
Yeah,
you there on purpose.
absolutely.
Poverty doesn't happen. Poverty is manufactured, right? And you know why they're keeping you poor? Because the more you're thinking about making fucking tomorrow's meal, and the more you're thinking about making next week's rent, the less you're thinking about how badly they're fucking you over.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
That's
100%.
why it's like that.
Yeah.
Yep.
Class warfare.
I think there is an unconscious element, and I think there is a conscious element. It's
You look up class consciousness.
no, I know,
Real.
dude.
You
Dude,
know?
I know shit.
Okay, good. Yeah.
Like you're telling me, like
You-
earlier
do
in the
you-
chat,
do you
you're
agree
like,
with me?
I'm
Do
teaching
you,
you to.
do you think
no,
there's
no,
a
no.
rich class and
Let
a
me
poor
talk to
class
you.
in the U.S. and they're at war?
Absolutely,
I do.
absolutely, dude.
I do.
Dude, absolutely.
Yeah.
Trust me. Look, I
And
looked
know
at
they're
the
at war.
Kennedys when I was like
Well, the
fucking
poor people
16,
don't.
17. So like, of course, I question authority. I've always questioned authority. That's like the backdrop of my fucking personality. And I have to fucking keep dealing with it.
The rich people grow up with other rich people, and their friends are rich people too.
Yeah.
And they don't think about us. And they talk about doing evil things to us to keep themselves rich. They're a different class. They're rich people. They don't think about us. They don't care about us. And they're fucking evil. And all they care about is more and more money for them and less for you.
I think it's
They don't care
unconscious.
how- They don't care how
but-
rich. They don't care how
Yeah.
rich they get as long as they're
Honestly,
richer
I don't
than
even
Well,
think.
and
Like I
then
said,
they-
I don't
they
even think
look
it's
at
about
it
the money. I think it's just.
on
I
humans.
think it's the power that comes with. Like it's the ends of the means. One of those things.
Yeah.
Yeah. Exactly. That's what I think too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I said,
'cause
I
But
don't think the
at
money.
the
Like,
very
access
core
to
of it,
status,
at the very
sex,
core of it is class warfare.
that,
Is
and the
what
other.
it is at its core.
some
you
of
know?
it definitely is.
Yeah.
No, I know. Yeah, if I have $10 billion, I'm probably not going to want to give away $2 billion, right, or whatever. You know, like I get
it's
like
like-
the idea, but like I said,
Yeah.
to me, like I said, like something like I said, like I'm trying to push for like more healthcare shit. It's like, well, if you have healthy workers, they're going to work better and work longer. Like it does benefit you too, as like the Jeff Bezos, whoever. Like
But that's not part of what we're actually doing.
I
which
know
is
they're
to
not.
keep
No,
you
I know they're
squeezed
not. I'm
down.
saying, but like that's my. That's what I'm
know?
trying to preface to these people. Like why should they give
Okay,
up money?
that's
Because
what
you don't want to give up your money. I'm like, you know what? But if I give up
Okay,
money
okay,
and I
you're,
got
you're talking about the ideal.
Yeah.
The ideal. This is what it should be, but
Yeah.
but we know what it really is.
No, I know. I'm saying
Yeah.
I'm trying to get people on the
Okay.
idea of
We
being
need a
like, you need to
destination.
think this
We
way.
need-
Stop thinking this way.
We
Yeah.
need to have a common destination in mind, otherwise we're just gonna keep circling back into this fucking
And-
scum fucking history that we fucking come from.
And their entire mode of operation is to keep us here. We're poor, and they're keeping us squeezed, worrying about tomorrow's food and next week's rent, so we don't have time to think about how to fuck them. What happened to Meech? Mitch? I don't know. I think aliens abducted him.
I don't know. He left. I just
He's
noticed
good.
Maybe Ice tapped this call, and now he's being deported.
too. Fucking white
Dude, he's-
people. This kid.
Skinny white boy.
Yeah. Fucking funny. But no, I know.
Was it something I said, you guys?
No.
No,
I don't know.
no. I don't think Mitch has ever been offended by anything anybody's said. in here.
Okay, good.
Mitch says the most
I
crazy
was the
shit
guy
in the
talking
world,
when he
bro. I
didn't
let it
care.
go. I don't give a fuck. I'm always like, ooh.
Fuck this. Fuck.
Mitch is what some would call an extreme person, which is, I mean, I get it to an extent, but I'm not
I've
that
seen
way.
his name. Yeah.
He's just straight out emotion, dude.
Yeah, which is fine.
Yeah.
Like, I get it to an. Like, I always say I get it, but like I wouldn't do it. But I get it.
No, I get it too, but it just doesn't work when you're.
Yep, that's what I'm saying. Like I don't
you're
recommend it or
pissing in
do
the
it
pool
because
more. Yeah,
I wouldn't do it. But if he wants to do it, by
Yeah.
all means, I'm not going to stop him.
I mean,
Like,
I have my moments.
I don't want
too,
him. I
but-
don't want him to be fucking
kinda
like,
wanna-
actual violent or physical or nothing. Like honestly, so like
Yeah.
I get the Tesla shit that's going on, but I don't. I disagree that you shouldn't be blowing them up because that doesn't help your cause. Because now the right wingers get to go.
No,
you know
burn
what?
it.
Exactly.
I don't like blowing them
It's
up.
the only thing
Because
rich
the thing
people
is-
understand.
No, because
When they
honestly,
see you coming with
No, because-
lit torches and pitchforks,
I had
they
a s-
understand.
No, I
When they
understand.
see a guillotine, they understand. But until then, they don't understand and they don't care.
You're very.
I
love
mean, we need like a movement, dude. We need like actual like boots on the ground. You know, like not in a combat way, but in a fucking civil
so-
disobedience way. Or
My whole point is
Civil
in general is
disobedience.
that if you're going to try to win the people, like in order to win, you have to change the people that think and feel this way like they do. So it's like if you start
They
blowing
do
shit
not
up,
give you
it
an
doesn't help your
audience.
cause because those people are never going to be. They're going to always
They-
argue and say,
they-
"Oh, look at this dummy."
You will never get a true audience from them. They will nod agree with you, and nothing changes, and they keep it exactly the way they want it because they're making money, and that's all they care about. Because they need that mega yacht.
Yeah. No, I mean I get it to an
They- I
extent,
mean, they
but
don't
it's like
need
I guess
it,
I
but-
get the
They don't-
idea of it. But the thing is, like
They
honestly,
don't think-
so like if you
They-
just, if
they
you're,
don't think
so if
about
you're
our
smart and you play the
welfare at
long
all.
game, if you're smart and you play the long game,
They're not smart.
no, I'm not talking about us because
They're rich. There's a difference.
Because Dems are the only ones that buy Teslas, and as long as you don't buy them, guess what's going to happen to their stock prices and everything? Their shit's.
Yeah, that's what's happening.
I know, but I'm saying you don't have to blow up the cars and then have bad publicity where people are like, "Oh, look at these fucking retards and stuff," because that's what you're gonna have. That's what you hear all
Right
the-
now,
Yeah,
right now,
so
when I
good.
look at American news, CNN is fucking complicit in helping Nazis. Fox News is the Nazis. MSNBC, they do some good reporting and they actually align with my values, right? So when I see all this fucking propaganda going on, and you think, what are their names again? Oh,
Who?
the Antifa, right?
Oh,
Okay, Antifa. Yeah, so Antifa, their literal mission is to, kill Nazis.
Uh-huh.
Yet they're being labeled as a terrorist organization. So that should tell you a bit about the difference in values between the news organization and what you might personally believe.
They
right?
don't know that Antifa
So when I
means
see CNN calling
anti-fascist.
Antifa terrorists because they're trying to stop Nazis, and then I see all this shit being like, oh, you shouldn't do this because of property rights. I don't give a fuck about property rights. You're a goddamn oligarch. That's all you see the world as. I'm not talking about that. When you torch a fucking Tesla, you're making a life statement. This is intolerable. We're not going to put up with it. If you want to give a Sieg Heil, I'm going to burn your fucking house down. Because you're a Nazi. And my grandparents did not fight and die in World War II for me to be nice to fucking Nazis. You know what I mean?
No, I mean I get it to an extent, but like I said, it just doesn't help your
Yeah.
cause that much. That's the only thing.
We
It looks
need
bad.
higher
no,
class
it does.
consciousness.
Because they aren't going to listen to anything else. Well,
Yeah, but
okay,
I'm not talking about the people.
okay,
I'm,
wait,
talking
I gotta
about
tell
like
you
the
this caveat
average
there.
person, not like.
There's a
Elon
caveat
himself.
there. You could be right. The judges are beginning to push back. It may not come to violence.
Well, yeah, I mean, obviously, if
But,
things actually come to violence, but I'm saying, like, in order to
wrong.
win the hearts and minds of people and make them actually change to your side and see, like, the good of, like,
That is winning me over. You burnt Teslas. I love you guys.
yeah, but you're on the side. But I'm saying,
winning
like,
my
I'm
heart
saying,
and
the,
mind.
Yeah,
I'm saying, like, the
exactly.
middle person. I get like us, but I'm talking about like the middle person, the fucking.
It's just used as more fucking fuel for demonization.
That's my point. Is because other people look at it like
And then-
the chick today
And
I was
it
talking
can
to
also
earlier. She kept trying to
contribute
throw that in my
waking
face. I'm
more
like,
people
yeah,
up.
it's stupid.
Why
It
is this happening all over the place? Why are different people doing this? Other people might start to wonder where they wouldn't have before.
I mean, maybe I also think that, like, just if you just watch Tesla
More
stocks
division.
fucking fall 30-40% in a month, that's a big deal.
I'm,
Like,
I'm,
people-
talk, I'm talking about leftist anarchism. It works.
I don't know. I'm basically right on board with you, man.
Because remember,
Okay.
you're Democrats, right? They're liberals. Liberalism, I think, is weak. I don't think your Democrats are very effective in government. Look what happened with them. They're weak, right? Now your Republicans, I think, are batshit crazy, right? But fuck, now for my point. Oh yeah, but me, I'm left. I'm not a liberal. I'm not a
I'm not
Republican.
liberal.
I'm
I'm not
leftist.
fucking liberal.
And I'm throwing anarchism at you.
Mhm.
No, we get it, but the problem is it pragmatic? Is it practical?
I don't know. Makes me
There's a
feel
lot-
good.
No, I get it. I get it.
That's always my point. It's a bad look for people that don't think like you. They're gonna see that and be like, well, why would I support you guys? You guys are fucking vandalizing this and this. And that. Like, it's just gonna be thrown back in your face instead of being like,
There should.
because I'm saying like we're already gonna win just because like he did the Hitler thing in Germany. Well, now the Teslas are down 85% in sales, so like things like
Yes,
that are gonna drop your
Because
markets.
people aren't stupid, and they're thinking the same thing you and I are.
True,
They're
but I'm
getting rid
saying
of
that
their
you
debt.
didn't need the burning of the cars and shit. That's what I'm saying. Like it's already gonna
It
happen without
underlines
that.
the point. Underlines it.
No, it's a part of it, but I'm saying, but like, if you can win people that way instead of fucking blowing up shit, you're gonna have more people be like, "Oh wow, look at Tesla stock fell fucking 80%. Why did that happen? Oh, because everyone's fucking against them because of this."
When the
this, this."
Nazis control the communication channels, or the communication channels don't work, I'll burn things. You know, when
Well,
reporting comes
that's the
around
point that
to prove-
that I was making, is that it is because of the inefficacy of reason. That's the point I've been trying to make to fucking
Mhm.
people that are
You know,
sympathize.
CNN
with the
won't
right
even
wing.
call it lies. They always say he said something false. They won't even say the word lie.
No, I know.
CNN,
Right.
this is liberal
No,
bastion.
no, it's not
Won't
because of
even
that.
say the
Because
word
Trump's
lie. Lie.
Trump sues people. Trump's been suing people.
So
Well, because people.
CNN can tie it up in court as long as he has, as long as he can.
No, because the thing is that
And Fox won on
because then you get
freedom of
deposition
speech,
because then you
saying
get
you can tell
depositions
lies.
and shit. Nobody wants to have a
And Fox
deposition on.
won at the Supreme Court in the early 2000s, saying they could lie on TV because it was their free speech rights.
I know.
Fox won that
I know
case.
they did.
That's
The
why
entertainment
Fox
or whatever
became the
angle.
propaganda station that it is.
I know.
Because it started off, there used to be a law called the Fairness
Yeah.
Doctrine, which meant you had to fairly provide all sides of a
Mhm.
story. And Fox wasn't. They started lying. They went through court. They got to the Supreme Court, and their entire defense was, "It's our First Amendment right."
Yeah.
Right? So
Yeah.
the prosecutor would be like, "Why are you telling lies?" And Fox would be like, "It's our First Amendment right." And that's all they would say. They kept
Mhm.
saying it over and over and over again.
Well, now
So the-
it's like an
so the
entertainment
Supreme
thing
Court,
now.
the judgment came down. It
Yeah.
is your First Amendment right. Now you can lie on TV, right? So as long as CNN does not step up to it, there's some stupid liberal bastion. Then and Fox is all lies. MSNBC is a shining beacon, but I don't know what kind of audience they're reaching. So while the system itself is fucking stupid and broken, I'm all for burning it down. But now that the judges are starting to push back, maybe we can stop starting to burn it down for a bit and see what happens. But we'll go back to burning it down again if it doesn't work.
Well, as
You know what I
long as
mean?
these Judges
Maybe.
are
I
protected by
think
the
burning
law.
it down doesn't do good.
Because I don't believe in the system.
I
They
understand.
tell you to go through proper channels because they control the proper channels and they know it won't work.
Right. Well, we get it. It's what we
No.
need. But the whole thing
You
is
need
that
guillotines.
violence makes it worse. Violence always
Yep.
begets more
Guillotines made
violence.
it better. 1790s France.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah, but how many times does it
The
not
thing is,
work? I mean, that's the
it's
thing.
so much
How
different
about
than
how did George
1790s
Floyd go?
France.
Did that work? I mean, that's the thing. Like, it doesn't work like that.
He's not organized.
we have to be able to organize.
I know,
and-
but I'm just saying. But guess what? You have people throwing in your
face.
face still to this day, saying, "Oh, look at what they did." It's like, you know what? Because the thing is, if people just said, "Hey, watch a video and do this," I bet you'd have way more people on your side than.
I don't think you'll ever reach them. And I think the system itself is purposely set up to keep you and I, the poor people, disadvantaged. It's purposely set up that way. We're disadvantaged and we'll never be vantaged.
I mean, I get it to an extent. But if you
Yeah,
burn,
and it's on
if you,
purpose.
the thing is,
No.
like, if you want to burn the whole
Nobody's
system
actually
down, then you're
recovering.
basically doing what Trump wants to do, and that's kind of not a good idea. That's what he's trying
It
to do.
is
burn
playing
those-
into their hands.
He's
So,
literally
we
trying
need
to burn the whole
a
system
way.
down.
Yeah, well,
Yeah, that
I
is
mean,
what he's doing.
So I'm just saying, like,
But he's-
you can't do
it's gonna
that.
be
Like,
dictatorship.
you're literally just doing the same evil that you're bitching about.
If
Then
the
are you
system
doing
doesn't
good?
work, if the system isn't working, I'm for burning it down. And right now, as I just said, we're starting to push back from judges, so we're not burning it down quite yet.
yeah, we'll see, man.
Yeah.
But the people need to fucking wake the fuck up, man.
Well, like I said, I
Yeah.
think
our system back.
anytime you do violent shit, you're gonna lose people on your side, no matter what. Like, that's always my because people don't want to.
You
Because
see
people
it
don't
all
want
over
to
the
see it.
place.
I'm just saying you don't.
And
You
you
don't
know,
want to
like
see it.
the 1930 Germany's right. Nobody said anything. And look what
Well,
happened,
I mean, but we have better internet and shit, so it's a little bit different. But yeah.
which can be cut off at any moment.
Now, if that happens, yeah, that's a big thing. I mean, there's a lot of things that, like, if they do certain things, then yeah, it's different. Like, maybe call to more action and shit because those are actually attacks. But it's one of those, like, if I brandish a gun at you and then try to claim self-defense, well, I'm gonna lose because I brandished a weapon. Like, you can't hit somebody.
literally-
You just
Trump
can't hit
in a
somebody and
frame-
then fucking go, oh, well, I was just protecting myself.
Trump, in his first presidency, when he was starting to get used to the power he thought he had,
Uh-huh.
said that he could go down to Fifth Avenue
I
and
know.
shoot a person in the head with a gun,
Yeah.
and nobody would be able to do
I
anything
know,
to him.
I know, and that's wrong.
That's the kind of power he thinks he has.
I know, I
Think.
understand.
You know?
I do. But the thing is,
Yeah.
as long as as long as the courts can, like I said, I guess what I tell Mitch all the time, like, dude, some of these court cases could take like 2 years. So Like, good luck.
You know what I'm hoping? I'm hoping the midterms turn things really around.
True.
You know,
And no matter what, all the
hoping-
shit he's done
hoping
is
the
all
midterms-
executive order. You know what the next president can do?
yeah.
Just erase
All
them.
this shit's
you know?
going on. I hope it causes dissatisfaction. The midterms happen, and I hope that I don't care about the Democrats, but somebody takes over that's not Republicans, right?
Mhm.
Or a coalition government of some kind, some independents and the liberals or
Yeah.
Democrats, whatever you call them,
Yeah.
together, right?
Mhm.
I hope they get enough momentum from the midterms that then the next 2 years before the next election, they can fucking put the thumb screws to Trump and get him on the defensive and push him back.
He'll be dead by
You
then,
know?
honestly. But yeah, he's gonna be 82,
Yeah.
3 by the time end of this
But
election.
remember,
or
he
whatever.
has the best health care in the world.
I know. I know.
You know, and you don't, and you deserve it just as much as him.
Oh, I get it.
Fuck that guy.
Yeah.
Okay, right back. I'm gonna grab a smoke.
Got you, brother.
Go
You're
grab
gay.
it. Wait, you're gay.
Well, maybe I am. I'm happy, bro. Leave me alone. However,
Good.
I'm not. I can't.
Let's wash your hands.
True. COVID taught you that.
Hey,
All
hey, right back.
right, get out of here.
I can never be pro violence. Not the first one. You can't be the first to strike.
Dude. I mean, like, I get it, but
I do
like,
get it, but it's I guess it's like I told whoever the other day. It's like even
just says-
even
it
at the
won't-
bar with fights. Like I get why people should fuck somebody up or fight or whatever, but like I still tell them don't do it. Like I understand why
Like-
this dude deserves to get his ass whooped or whatever, but you still
like, if
don't
you
do
want to
it.
fucking bring out the guillotine, you actually have to be organized enough to fucking make that happen. And we just don't have the organization for something like that.
Yeah,
It's not 1790 anymore. You can't just fucking storm a building and
yeah, but that's good though. I would argue that's good. You don't want to fucking.
motherfucker. Yeah, I don't
You-
think it's. I don't think it's.
You
good
don't
either.
want chaos, because chaos leads to nothing good. That's the thing. Like I said, to me, there's a better way of
Well-
doing it. You let the courts. Like I said, you hold everything up to the courts, which they will do, because I think they understand how serious of an issue this is and all that kind of shit. So I think that's your best course. You let them implode, and then you call them off for imploding, and then you fucking hopefully you win people in 2026 and 8. You know, there's a way
Yeah,
to
we'll see
do
how
it
it
that's not
goes.
violent or not crazy, whatever you want to call it. You know, like. Just say there's a
civil
better way of doing it.
disobedience. Fucking make fucking inconvenience for these assholes. I don't know.
Well, like I
That's
said,
the
my
only
thinking
way.
is like, dude, if I'm a centrist dude that doesn't whatever, just votes either
I
way, no matter what.
understand, yeah.
Like I said, if I see that shit, I'm gonna be like, oh, I don't like violence. That's stupid. You know.
I mean,
Like,
it is not a good argument against, like, because here's the thing, because nobody thinks in terms of policies. Everybody's thinking
I
in
know.
terms of people.
true.
People, events, not ideas.
Mhm.
So like, it's not rational to fucking
I get it.
base
I
your
mean, I
opinion
get it.
on what these people are doing.
Mm-hmm. I'm well aware. But
It's fucking, none of this shit's hard. None of this shit's fucking complicated. That's the fucking thing that drives me nuts.
I mean, like something, like a lot of things, there is nuance. It's just like nobody wants to get into the nuanced conversation. I'm trying to get to the middle of, like the middle ground instead of fucking just so extreme one way or another kind of thinking.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
I just want some nuance.
E.
Yeah.
Just use your brain just like 3%. I promise you'll do better. I promise.
I don't know if I had 3%.
That's all you need, man. Not a lot, just some.
I'm fucking hungry.
What time is it there? It's still early. It's 3.5 hours early. So you guys are getting
Uh,
on
It's
11.
11 right now.
We're 2.5 ahead of, or behind you.
Oh, okay.
Like I said,
11.
it's 11:15 here.
Yeah, I'm up. I'm off tomorrow. I got no bedtime tonight.
Today was my
You guys have
Monday.
bedtime? I don't.
I just try to go to bed about
fuck,
like
I don't know when it's gonna be.
1, 2 is usually when I try to wean down.
Yeah. I'm naturally a night person. Work
I
is
am
the
too,
first
it
thing of the
sucks.
day, and I stay up all night.
Yep.
But you got a family, right? Molly?
Yep. Yeah, I do.
Yeah, so you gotta have a schedule to some extent.
Well, I work at whatever time, so like I do that. I put my kids to bed at like 9.
Yeah. See, I live by myself. It's only me, and I just gotta make work. And work. My shifts are always evening shifts because that's my availability.
Yep.
So I work an evening shift. I stay up to the wee hours of the morning. And that's the way I go. I got no family. I got no other. I got nobody. No other reasons I need to have a schedule like that for a day schedule. You know what I mean?
Yep, I get that.
Yeah.
I am starving.
Yeah, you got more responsibilities than I do, basically.
Yeah, that's alright. It helped me grow
Yeah.
up too.
Yeah.
Like I'd probably be doing young, dumb, full of cum stuff if I was not responsible now with kids and family shit. Who knows?
But you wouldn't trade it for the world. You
No.
wouldn't trade it for the world. I'm sure.
I don't. Only thing I wish I could take back is my knee injury. Besides that, I have no regrets about life. Like, good,
Yeah.
bad, whatever. Like, it just makes you who you are. So,
Yeah.
I just wish I wasn't crippled for the rest of my life. That sucks. That's the only thing I can.
What is this with your knee? Because I don't know anything about it.
Oh, I fucking tore my shit up all fucked up. I went to go jump, and my knee went backwards.
Oh man,
Yeah. So,
that sucks. I'm sorry.
Dad playing basketball.
yep, I fucking
That was
all my shit shredded. I could
Not
feel
me.
it.
I'm-
Like people always say they hear a pop. I'm like, I didn't hear no pop, but I fucking could feel every tendon just. It was.
Oh, dude.
Holy shit.
So gross.
Yeah.
That's so fucking weird, man.
it's
What do
sick.
you do for income then? You
I
got to
bartend.
traders.
No, I
You
bartend.
bartend?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's why That's
What
why I
about-
was saying.
what
That's
about
why partially why I started
healthcare?
streaming. I'm like, dude, I talk to people and bullshit people at the bar. I can do it online. Maybe someday I'll get
What
rich.
about
and famous.
Do you get
healthcare for
pain, or-
hospital repair?
Oh, I get pain all the time, dude. It's not so much my knee now because I got my knee fixed, but now my hip sucks from overcompensating for my knee for all these
Right.
years. So it's one of these like, I'm never healthy all the way.
Hmm.
So.
Need a robot knee.
Like I said, my knee's usually good now because I got it. I've had it replaced twice. The second time was at the U of M, so
Oh.
that's like the best doctor. So it's been my knee's most time good. So, like it has random days where it sucks, but it's my hip now. From like I said, just compensating for my knee being crippled for like 8 years.
Holy shit.
So
See, I don't have any like physical structural ailments like that.
yeah,
I got schizophrenia. That's mental.
yeah,
it's
it's
not
different.
physical.
I know.
You
It's
know?
still important though. I
But
mean,
it's still a disability.
yeah,
it's
it's
just a
still
different kind.
important.
I'm
Yeah.
just poor and
I'm just here. I'm
depressed and
cool.
Yeah, Brandon.
fucking don't want. I don't know. I don't have real problems. I have fucking bullshit problems because I'm
Remember Dead
fucking,
Kennedy's chicken farm?
fucking greedy.
There's about, oh, it's morning. The executions have begun.
All right.
We could live in worse places.
No, I know. I mean, no, I
barely
always say I don't
remembering.
have like the worst life in the sense of like there's way more injuries or way more whatever that are worse than mine, but still sucks.
But
Yeah.
like even though we could have worse lives elsewhere in the world, that doesn't mean what we're going through isn't important.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like it still sucks that it happened, but I mean, like in the grand scheme of things, like I wasn't raped or nothing bad happened to me where
Yeah.
it's like that, you know.
In the grand scheme, we have a good,
You know.
but in our lives, we're
Mhm.
still suffering.
Oh yeah, dude. Like I said, I have to deal with this pain every day, dude.
Yeah,
Like all
it's
day
just
at the bar.
about-
I'm like when I have a little downtime, I try to stretch and shit all the time. You're like, why do you do that? I'm like, because if my shit locks up, dude, it's not gonna be good for the rest of the day. It's gonna be
Yeah.
tough, and that's how it is. Well, like I said, you just gotta learn to deal with it and move on. There's, it's like a lot of things.
Yeah, I can understand that from what I went through in my life. Deal with it and move on.
Well, because like some things are, like that happened. Like it's out of your control now. So what are you gonna do? You can only move forward with it. You can't go back.
Yeah.
Like I said, it's one of those like
Well, I was in
I wish it
little
didn't
baby-
happen, but guess what? It happened. So I guess I gotta
It-
make do with
It
what I
took
got.
me a long time. It took me a long time to accept what my schizophrenia.
Oh, I bet, dude. When did you find out?
I was first diagnosed in the year 2000, but I was having symptoms for years
No, I know.
before. just not enough
What's 2000? What were
hospitalized.
you like 30, 20s, 30s?
I was 27.
27. Okay, yeah, that's a long time to
Yeah.
not know.
Your symptoms are mostly like disorganized thoughts, right?
Yeah, disorganized
Yeah.
thoughts.
Yeah.
Well, they start off good. They start off insightful, but they quickly get chaotic when I'm not on medicine.
Yeah,
still
You got to
it's-
do a
it's
daily
interest-
pill.
Yeah,
Then?
yeah. You're good.
It's a daily pill then.
Did you guys hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah, we hear you.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
We're not ever gonna be
There's
bothered by
a
your.
Star Trek Voyager episode called "The Voyager Conspiracy," right? And in that episode, 7 and 9 modifies her Borg alcove to dump the ship's information database into her head, so she can connect more things and be able to work more efficiently and more smarter, right?
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah.
she tries this out and she dumps it into her head. And in the beginning, she starts making good connections, right? Like, oh, this because of this caused this, and that made this happen. And Janeway's like, oh yeah, that's great, we'll fix it, and they did, and it worked, right?
Mm-hmm.
But eventually, the connections she was making, the mental leaps from point to point, became more and more leaps of faith, and to the point where the mental leaps were no longer reflecting reality, and they became this big, complicated thing in her head that did not reflect reality at all.
Mm-hmm.
So, and it was chaotic, like, oh, this means this. A second later, oh wait, no, it means this, because she went in the plot. She went to different crew members and told them different stories, like the first officer and the science officer and all that crap, right? But the point is, the 2 times I've gone into psychosis, and the second time I learned to take my medicine every day, the 2 times I've gone into psychosis, it starts off as intuitive and good connections. But eventually, the mental leap between connections becomes so large that you're not reflecting reality anymore, and you can't
I definitely
you can't
understand.
operate in reality anymore.
Shit, I've been psychotic before.
I remember one time I was in a mental hospital, right? And this was when I was being admitted, so they're taking blood work from me to make sure I'm not fucking high on meth or something, right?
Mm-hmm.
So the nurse looks at me, she goes, "You're gonna feel a pinprick." And I looked at her, and I remember what I said, right? So I'll say it, because I remember exactly how I said it too. I looked at the nurse and I went, "It's okay. It's just a little pinprick.
Mm-hmm.
Now we don't go but you may feel a little sick."
Mhm.
And then she took my blood and fucked off as fast as she could. You know?
You said
Yeah.
like yeah. See, like that's the whole thing is like you didn't see it as crazy or anything, or like there was
Yeah,
nothing
it
weird
was
about it. to
normal
you.
to me.
Yeah, you're just like singing a song or whatever, right? Yeah.
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 But that
yeah.
was an intuitive connection, but they get chaotic and no longer
Mhm.
representative of reality.
There's no grounding. That's the thing. What it is, right?
Exactly.
Yeah. So you have to
Yeah.
have like an empirical system, of
I
truth
was
to
often
ground
way
yourself with.
off, way far out there.
Yeah. I mean, that's kind of what it is. Yeah. Like you, it's like being unbound gravitationally from like a planet, like a
I
moon
was
that
way far out there.
slingshotted.
Oh,
Yeah.
I remember something else too. Okay, so then they bring me to an interview office, right? And there's a forensic psychologist there, and he's asking me questions. And these guys know more about you than you do right off the bat, right? They can talk to you 5 minutes, they can tell you your life story, and it's true. Anyway, this forensic psychologist is talking to me, and he says, "Do you know why you're here?" And I remember this too, right? And like I was out of it. Like I couldn't think straight, but I knew something was wrong. I fundamentally knew something was wrong. I just couldn't figure it out. And the exact words I remember to him, I remember this. He said, "Do you know why you're here?" And I said, "All that matters is that you think differently."
Yep.
And then my eyes rolled up in the back of my head, and fucking discontinuity. In the next moment, I was standing in a room. I don't know how I fucking got there. A different room. All that matters is that you think differently. That's as close as I could get to it.
So okay, so I had a or like in a hospital thing where they thought I was suicidal. I took a bunch of like antidepressants to my mom's because I was taking them at the time,
Mm-hmm.
and I was psychotic. So I don't know. I at one point just started taking a bunch, like
Yeah.
and it wasn't even for I was psychotic, just like you. I made a
Yeah.
weird intuitive choice to just take pills. I think I was watching like House or something, and like he takes pills. I don't know. I was just stupid. I was psychotic. So I ended up having a seizure. I collapsed in the hallway. I ended up going to the hospital.
They kill
and
you. Antidepressants.
it could have, yeah. So I ended up, I was in the hospital bed, and there was a doctor. Like I don't remember when I went for the scan exactly, but he told me I was schizophrenic,
Yeah.
but I am not.
Yeah.
That's what fucking is weird to me. Like I was a psychotic, and like
they'll give
it's
you
like
a
a manic
provisional
psychosis.
diagnosis to start you off, and then they may change it as they observe you further.
But I ended up.
You know?
There was a lot of things that happened during that period, but
And for myself, I first got sick, at the end of the summer of 1999. That was my first psychosis, right? And then they slapped me on this risperidone, and that brought me back. That brought me mostly back. But I was like, what the fuck? What happened? Like, what happened? Right? And I got to thinking to myself, oh, it was all those damn street drugs I was doing at the time, because I was smoking pot off the street. It wasn't illegal then, right? So I convinced myself it was the street drugs. So I stopped taking the risperidone, right? And so you can go for like a year, without recurrence of symptoms, without the medicine, but it will eventually come back, right? So I went for about 7 months. That brought me into 2000. And no, I said earlier it was 2001. It was 2000. I had to go in the hospital again because psychosis came back because I stopped doing the medicine. And after 7 months, it came back. And then after I got it, and then in that hospital stay, they put me on olanzapine and let that take effect, because you have to stay in hospital for like a month and a half while the medicine takes effect. That's the way it works, right? So they put me on this different drug, olanzapine. That took effect. They released me. And because it was the second time, I finally accepted it. I need this medicine. And I've taken it ever since. And because I've taken it relatively well ever since. I fucking get stoned and forget to take it sometimes. But I've taken it enough time since that I haven't had a recurrence of full-blown psychosis. I haven't needed to be hospitalized since 2000. You know what I mean?
That's good, man. Dude,
Yeah.
it sounds like you didn't really have it like too bad.
The
And I'm
key
fucking
is-
glad of that.
The key is I take my medicine.
Yeah,
That's
of
why.
course.
That's
Like-
why.
Like
You
my grandma, who's not my blood grandma, her son gets it really
Yeah.
bad. He stops taking his meds and he ends up just going missing, and
Yeah.
you know,
'Cause you
just-
don't know.
He always
You don't know
has
what you're
that
doing.
paranoia that somebody's trying to kill
Yeah.
him. I don't know who.
Yeah,
I haven't talked to
think
him
you know-
personally.
Yeah,
But
you when you're in that state, you think
About
you
it.
know what you're doing. You think there's a logic, and you think the world makes sense to you, but it fucking doesn't. You don't know what you're doing. You know,
Right.
this guy, he stops taking his pills and wanders off. He doesn't know what he's doing. He's got a story in his head, but it doesn't match up to
Right.
reality.
Mm-hmm.
You know, yeah, because I've been there to say that.
Psychosis is a break from reality, basically.
Yeah,
Yeah. Shit. I don't know. I could see. So, like you said, like you think like maybe doing drugs when you're younger could have caused it. You know, like
I think so.
there's
I
a lot
took
of things.
lot of acid.
There's a
Yeah.
Teens.
Maybe.
there's a documentary on Netflix, I think it is, about a family where like I don't know, like 5 of like 9 or something like that of the kids, or maybe it was like 11, ended
Yeah.
up being schizophrenic. You know, it's pretty good, and it's a really good documentary.
Did they blame it on acid?
No, this was all. I think it was all natural. Like just
Oh, okay. Because there's two
Almost
parts
half
to
the kids.
schizophrenia, right? There's a genetic component. It has to be in your
Mhm.
family. But then just because it's in your genes doesn't mean it's going to develop. There's
Right.
also an unknown environmental component. Not just
Psychosocial.
because it's in your genes doesn't mean it's going to happen.
No,
There's
that's
something in
trigger.
the environment and they don't know what, which causes it to develop.
got to be independent thought in a sense, you know, to a degree. Like
It's two
Just
parts. They
breaking
know.
from
They know.
ideology.
They know.
yeah,
Yeah.
the whole. I mean, obviously, I'm clearly some element of madness in our society is like it has negative connotations, right? And
Yeah.
and then you get the people in some cultures where it's looked at as a gift, like Native American cultures, or
Mm.
these other ones.
I don't know.
Where it's
See,
just,
from
they-
my
they
experience,
see it as like it's a spiritual attunement, or some shit.
see, from my experience, quality of life wise, medicine gives you a lot more quality of life.
Of course,
You know?
you got to be able to function in society.
Yeah.
Real question is, why are so many people scared of medicine? Like, instead of thinking that it helps them, that people are so scared of it. That's what confuses me.
It's a stigma. It's your brain. There's something wrong with your brain. It's a stigma. Mental illness has stigma.
Yeah, that's true.
There might be maybe some people are just like sort of like incapacitated, so they don't like it. I don't know.
Yeah, I guess. I'm just saying, like, it's like I said, that's the
It's
shit that's
emotionally
leading.
hard to deal.
Yeah,
It's emotionally hard to deal with someone's in psychosis. Nobody wants to do it, so everybody avoids them, and that's
Yeah.
where the
Mhm.
stigma reinforces itself.
that's
course,
true,
yep.
yeah.
I'm gonna step out for a second. I gotta go have a cigarette. Right back.
All right, brother.
Okay.
I gotta find something a little more to eat. God damn it.
You
Why
get
gotta
some
be
num-nums.
fucking 240-pound dude that has to fucking eat all the fucking time?
I like food. Ugh.
Can't eat too much though.
Well, I know you don't care, Brandon, but it's the first day of college basketball, NCAA March Madness
shit.
tournament shit, and ESPN
Watch
does.
that one year.
ESPN does a winner gets $100,000 drawing thing, and I'm ranked 92 percentile right now.
Oh shit. No, I care.
I'm ranked 1.8 million out of 68 million.
God
I'm doing
damn.
good. I'm doing good. I'm not doing the best, but I'm doing good.
Some leftover steak. Broccoli.
Broccoli, huh?
Hell yeah.
I like steamed broccoli. I'm not a fan of like raw broccoli.
Yes, it seemed.
I'm saying steamed I
Yeah.
can roll with.
Yeah, I don't like fucking raw broccoli.
Some people do. I don't get it.
Yeah, steam shit's easy. You just fucking like we got one of these microwave. Well, sometimes we do it in a bag. The bag isn't as good when it's fresh. You put it in the fucking steaming
Yep,
bowl or whatever. I'm
I
sure you have
usually
one of
make
those, yeah.
noodles and then I cook them as I'm cooking the noodles. They steam when I do that. I'm like, all right, cook at the same time. Shh, perfect.
Yep, exactly.
That's how I roll. And then the other way, if I were to cook them, I roast them. I've done that a lot recently.
Yeah, roasting's good too.
Yeah, I roast them with like usually it's like a bunch of shit. It's like carrots and all that kind of good stuff.
Trying to be more health focused here.
I understand. That's why I do it
Make a
too.
little bit of a fucking switch.
I guess so. That's why.
Try
I
not
do
to worry so much about writing and shit. You know, just let that fucking slowly,
it. Yeah. Yeah. Take,
you know, build up.
let your brain rest, dude.
Yeah.
Everyone's got to do it.
I've got a fucking billion ideas. I'm good. I'm gonna have this shit for the rest of my fucking life.
That's my point. Like that's what I'm saying. You got to give your brain
Yeah.
a rest sometimes, homie.
Gotta be multifaceted. That's been my problem.
Yeah.
Trying to put all my eggs in one basket. Maybe besides, like my view of how the intellect is gonna be developed here in the future is it's sort of like a democratization of knowledge. You know, like
Mm-hmm.
nobody needs to be some special fucking public intellectual. You know, like that. I think that probably makes people like worse as far as like their intellect goes. You know,
Yeah.
like everything depends. Like their whole livelihood depends upon producing work. You know,
I mean,
it's-
I guess it all depends on what you're like. If you're like one of the greatest scientist people in the world, like honestly, it's
Yeah.
you probably want someone that has that kind of work ethic to figure out what the fuck, like. So I get what you're saying in general, but man, if somebody's great at what they do, I would want them to work their ass off to figure out as many cool things that they can figure out,
Mhm.
But that's just me. But like, yeah, like if you're just like a truck driver or one of those people and you're like forcing yourself to be overworked for money and shit, that's maybe too much. So, like I said, it comes down. There's levels. Some kind of madness.
Killing 36 elementary school children with an AR gets thoughts and prayers, but vandalizing a Tesla is domestic terrorism.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's what I just read on a meme. And it's about true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I guess the only thing with like school shooting shit, it's mental fuck. Like they're fucked. So until you solve that, you ain't solving it for real.
Yeah, so like rich, so Luigi whacks a rich guy, right? Now
Yeah.
they're all scared for their safety.
Yeah.
Well, they're not concerned about safety when it comes to elementary school kids.
No, I know. I get all
They don't
that.
care
No,
about-
I mean
they
I
don't care
get the
about their
idea.
safety. Yeah, but now the threats against them, and all of a sudden it's about safety and how they shouldn't have to live this way. We should feel bad for them when they don't feel bad for elementary kids themselves because they're the ones leading the government.
Mhm.
Fuck those guys.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm opinionated against rich people. I think they're scum.
A lot of them. You know, like I said, there's
Well,
a lot of
after
there's a
a
lot of good
certain point.
philanthropists and stuff too. But I
After a
get it.
certain point.
I think a lot of it's
Once you're over
deterministic.
like 100 million and you aren't feeding starving kids, you're an asshole. You
The
know?
whole thing is it's like a competitive thing. Like I think it has to
Some
do
of it
with
is, yeah.
you know
Well, like I said, it's status,
sex
it's
and
power.
stuff like
That's the
that,
thing.
and keeping their company growing, and so on and so forth. It's like a treadmill. They're stuck on a fucking treadmill.
Kinda, yeah.
They're not consistent.
Mm-mm.
The things they say in different areas aren't lining up with each other.
Not
Yeah.
at all. They never do.
They're bullshitters. They're
They are,
bullshitters. That's
yeah.
what they do
They're
to evade
grifters, yeah, they grift.
responsibility. Yeah.
They grift to the max.
Yeah.
I mean, that's all Trump is. He's just a grifter, honestly.
Like look at Elon,
Yeah.
dude. He's
He's a
he doesn't
grifter
even
too.
invent anything. He's built this whole image of being some like
Smart guy. He's
genius
not.
or some shit, but he doesn't do anything. All he
Yeah.
does is,
Pay people.
hey, you guys, let's just
Yeah,
do
he-
this. Or, you know
he hires
exactly.
smart. He hires smart people. Yeah, totally. I agree. So I always tell people
Yeah.
like, yeah, he's good at hiring people for sure.
People talk about his Neuralink. No, it's not his Neuralink. It's somebody
Right.
else's Neuralink. It's
It's
his
his
team's
money
Neuralink.
that paid for it. Yeah, I mean, I'll give him that.
Yeah.
But yeah, like I said, he's not the actual
He
genius
didn't
that
do the
made it.
work. He didn't do the work.
He's
Like
None
you
of it,
said,
dude.
he's
he
not the.
didn't do the work.
When people think he's a genius, like no, he just supplied the money. He started with $22 million, bought PayPal, made a bunch of money. Now he's doing a bunch of things with money.
Elon Musk isn't a genius. He used a shotgun technique. He tried 100 different things, and a couple of them really worked out. But he tried 100 different things, and SpaceX and what's the other one? Tesla.
Yeah.
SpaceX and Tesla worked out of the 100 he tried, and he started off with capital, money from his rich parent.
Hey, he had $22 million to start.
And you know, he's no better than you or me. He just won a birth lottery that you and I lost.
True. That is all that basically happened. I agree.
Yep.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what Trump did
That's
too.
all
I
it
mean,
really is. Yeah.
That's
like,
a good idea
I
too.
wish I could
started
start with $400 million,
parking lot.
$400 million, and be like, I'm a billionaire. Be like, well, yeah, you started with 400 million, so you should be a billionaire, right?
You get that amount of money, it just literally multiplies.
Yeah,
if you're-
wealth travels through generations.
Yep, that's
Yeah.
what people don't understand. Like, black people
Yeah.
weren't able to buy houses in the all the way up to like the 60s. So you wonder why they have no wealth. Well, they didn't get to pass it down to their
Yeah.
kids and shit, you know, and then
Mhm.
keep going.
Exactly.
You know, like it's not really hard to think about.
Yeah,
It's not that
exactly.
complicated, people.
If you're rich, you usually started off with an inheritance to be rich.
Yep.
Usually.
Yeah, not always, but usually.
Yeah. And they don't deserve it any more than you or I. Like I said, it was a fucking birth lottery.
Yeah.
They were lucky to be born into wealth where you and I weren't.
Some people have the, they start with the, confidence and they have the knowledge or, like whatever, like everything lines up to be able to bootstrap.
Yeah. Well, I
That,
don't know.
those conditions don't exist for everybody. It's very rare, obviously.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It takes just the right things happening.
I wonder what happened to Mitch.
I don't know. Assuming he just left. I don't know why. Usually it says
I don't
peace
know why.
out, but
He didn't come back or anything. And he abruptly maybe the power went out.
oh, I got solar panels. I'm good.
Does he live near you?
20 something.
Fuck no, kind of. He lives in a
Work
state.
farm.
He lives a state away. He lives.
Okay,
in
so the power could have went out.
He lives in Wisconsin. We're in Minnesota, so we're cousins.
And he cut
He's
right off
online in
abruptly.
Discord.
So the power could have went out. Oh, there he is.
Mitch,
Speaking of the devil.
about you.
Let's see. I'm just getting back into Warframe a little bit.
Modern Warfare.
No, Warframe.
Oh, Warframe.
Yeah,
Stream it
Space
up.
Ninjas.
I've known some people have played it, but I forgot what kind of game it is.
It's the best game.
Very
so-
RPG. Many stats.
Is there anybody else I need to rank up? No, there isn't. So who the hell do I want to play as?
I want to play as me, bro. I'm me. I'm a G.
Hell yeah, dude. This sumo fucking bug. Fucking goddamn.
Yeah,
right.
he's based off of God, what the fuck is that god's name from ancient China? Zen the Titan, where he eats with his stomach. His stomach actually opens up and he gains bonus stats for eating so many enemies. This one's cool. Citrine, the crystallization. Alright, I'm gonna go with my boy Dante.
I'm gonna get my Dante.
Definitely Insuration. What are we gonna slash?
I got dominated that game. Ooh. 3 minutes left in this basketball game, and I'll be in the top 95 percentile. Holla.
Nice.
I'm never gonna win, but if you were to win the bracket thing, you get like 100 grand. So I'd take it. I would take the shit out of that.
I got that one.
Let me take a break, guys. If I don't make it back tonight, I'm off tomorrow.
All
You
right.
guys
Yep.
You're leaving your times.
I will probably most likely.
What are you gonna go
be
do?
here.
You're gonna go watch TV?
Sorry, what?
Who are you gonna go do? Watch TV?
No, I was gonna check on Facebook, see what kind of orders I stirred up, and then get stoned, and then come back.
Oh,
Okay.
okay.
Dog, there's
All right,
always
man.
Fair enough.
Good fun.
Okay,
always shit on
but if you guys keep going, because earlier for you guys, right? So if you're still there, I'll
It's
join
11
back in.
So yeah, it's
And if not-
11:45 here, baby.
We'll see.
Yeah, and if not, tomorrow.
I'll probably be here for
Yeah,
like an hour and a
if
half.
not.
So you got
Okay,
for me,
yeah,
you got
shit,
about an
back
hour and a
for
half. So
All right,
Okay,
enjoy yourself.
okay, have a good one, you guys.
enjoy face
Alright, you too.
smash. Enjoy the smash smash. In some kind of madness. Do 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 do. The song popped in my head. I don't know why. Just did.
Neither do I.
People ask me all the time, like, why are you singing this song? I'm like, bro, I have no clue.
I need to do something.
Ugh. I know Trump signing the executive order with having all the kids sign it behind him. Like, oh, that's not fucking Nazi propaganda. No,
No. Hitler didn't do that at all.
he didn't do shit like that. No. Silly. Ooh.
I guess that's kind of it. Like, Hitler took time to really incubate as into like what he became.
Kinda. I mean, Trump did too. I mean, he already had 4 years first. So I mean, he had 4 years. Plus, he had 4 years
Yeah.
off where he got to gather more shit and do more shit. And now he's gonna have enough. I'm like, so he's about to have a 12-year run where like he literally like dictated like all of our politics for 12
Yeah.
years. And again, it could be worse if like JD Vance gets in next or whatever. You know, like if we don't kibosh it now, it could get worse.
Oh, God.
You know, it's one of
Like,
those.
Dude, I'm so sick of retards. I'm so fucking sick of it.
I'm well aware. Well, again, it's always funny that the people claim to be law and order, but they have no law or order. It's like, what happened to my old Republicans that used to just think these things that I know that they actually believe? No, you don't believe them. You say them, but you don't believe in them anymore. You wouldn't pardon fucking cop beaters and all this shit if you were a part of law and order, you know? All this other stupid shit they do. And then Trump likes
Cop
like
beaters?
getting what?
Cop beaters?
Yeah, all the January 6 people that beat there's like 400 people that beat cops that he pardoned. So it's like these people beat cops and you guys let them out. So like, how are you gonna ever claim your law and order? Like that's literally anti-law and order.
Yeah, no shit.
You know, I don't know, just things like that. It's like Jesus.
That's right. I got focus on this, buddy. I
You
forgot
gotta
about
focus
that.
on this buddy. He's a putty.
No, it's another XP source of the trillions of fucking XP sources there are in this game.
Really?
Or different style of XPs. At least it's not as bad as World of Warcraft's fucking currency problem.
Really? What's it called? I'm playing a version.
There is.
I'm playing a version of Risk. It's all the planets. So like Mars, Saturn,
Oh.
Venus, Sun, Mercury, Earth,
What?
Uranus. Yeah, it's a cool map.
That's nuts.
I know. I've never played this map. I'm like, all right, let me fucking try it. Could be cool, and it kind of looks cool. I'm about to take over Mars. That's my plan.
Okay, Elon.
I'm gonna do. I know. I'm gonna do what Elon can't do. He's gonna be pissed. Like, how dare you take what I said I was gonna do?
What was I
They
gonna
even
say?
got like Hubble telescopes and shit, like as spots you can take over and shit. It's kind of fun.
Dude, WoW with the currencies, I can't fucking do it, man. It's
WoW
too
with-
Yeah,
fucking
it's-
annoying.
Yeah, too fucking many currencies.
Threats and the fucking stones or whatever, and all this other shit.
Yeah, Guild Wars 2 is getting pretty fucking bad with that too. But they try to simplify a few things, so at least.
What is it for a satellite?
Fuck it, bring back Titan Forging.
Hmm.
I never got Titan Forges, and I still fucking kicked ass. I don't need them.
I don't even like them.
Titan Forging was like random item level upgrades basically. You could like,
Really? Just as you're
You could-
upgrading it, it just randomly upgrades.
yeah, so like it would be like it's like a chance based on like levels of upgrading, right? So like you could go in LFR and get a max item level fucking like tier set piece, you know? Which would never fucking happen to me. I mean, the problem with Titan Forging was it made you want to do all the content
Mm-hmm.
because you could always have a chance at an upgrade no matter what level of difficulty you ran.
Nice.
Did you douchebags really? Yes, you did.
Yeah, I did, bro. What are you gonna do about it?
They're trapped forever.
The judge blocked Doge from accessing sensitive Social Security records, so that's good.
Yeah.
Do you see that today?
Oh, and did you hear that one senator that called for the Trump derangement system
Yeah,
fucking
the pedo.
resigned today?
Well, he's a pedo.
Yeah, he resigned today. Yeah. They're just like, oh,
Who would have
that
thought?
doesn't surprise me. He's a
Down.
Republican and a pedo.
Mhm.
Yep.
I mean,
It's like
realistically,
TDS is not real.
It's not just a Republican problem, but it's just funny. It's the irony of it. Makes me laugh.
Yeah.
Like, oh, weren't they supposed to be the groomers and shit? Like, oh, what happened to all those fucking
Oh, shit.
what happened to all the priests that you guys cover up over all the time? Act like you guys care about that kind of shit. We care so much, yet we don't stop the priest. Nice.
Oh, of course. Yep.
Just saying,
Yep.
like, how can you say you care about these kids or whoever?
I think they're all fucking rapists and shit. Well, a lot of them.
A lot of them, yeah. Mm-hmm. And again,
I mean,
I was wondering why he wasn't taking
It might
any
be just
fucking
as-
enemy.
There
Or
might be just as many Democrat fucking weirdos. I don't know.
probably, like I said, to me, it comes down to power. Like these people have power, and
Yeah.
they like to exploit it / use it, so they're gonna use it on whoever. They're
Yeah,
just they're
exactly.
just easy prey. So
Right.
that's the sad facts.
Yep. Sex and power.
Mhm.
Very fucking linked.
They are. It's fucked up, but it is the way to be.
Snoochie Boochie bitches.
Yeah, what seems to be the case is you've got victims teaming up with perpetrators, where the perpetrators pretend to care.
To be
You know,
victims,
like
yeah.
they fucking scream the loudest, you know, because they fucking done the thing, and then
Mhm.
the victims think that they're on their side. Like, no, bro.
Doesn't work that way, homie.
Like some of these people that are, that actually buy into the QAnon shit. Like, of course,
Mhm.
there's some real trafficking. Like, those are the people that have been abused are probably the ones that are, so fucking opposed to it. And,
Yeah.
Mhm.
No, I know.
like, even if it's not there, even if there, or if it's not as widespread as claimed, they're willing to buy into it because they're so,
Mhm. Bought
like, I
into the
gotta,
thought
I gotta fucking
process.
help these people.
Yeah.
Like their emotions are just so
Mhm.
anti-abuse, anti.
Yeah, all
Fucking-
that. Yeah, I get it. Well,
Yeah.
yeah. And who would think that a kid being abused is good? Nobody. Like if you ask somebody, like, no, that's ridiculous. Why would you ever think or say that? But
The
Yeah.
psychology behind it has to be figured out because I do not think it's some biological thing.
being
where,
a
like, some
conspiracy
people are
theorist
just-
mindset.
No,
No.
the fuck. Oh no, I'm talking about the child molestation thing. Like,
It's usually
why are people
because
attracted to
you
children?
were touched it or whatever as a kid. Usually
You
correlates.
think that's what it is?
Not 100%, but a lot of it.
Yeah.
But again, I'm not talking about like power people or power people. That's different. That's just that their
Right.
thing is power, and they get off on that. That's different. But I'm talking about like the dude in Anoka that does something, whatever, like that person that they were probably touched as a kid or whatever, most likely. It's not 100% true, I don't think, obviously, but it's a lot of true. Over 50%.
These people weren't like so condemned. I don't know. It's weird.
Yeah.
Like, we need to be able to actually treat this shit. Like, people should be able to come forward and be like, all right, I got these weird thoughts. Can you help me out?
Yeah, because a lot of the right really thinks that the therapy is bad because talking about your feelings is not
Yeah.
manly.
Yeah.
It's like that's how you get like in the trouble. You get abused. You fucking end up killing somebody.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
Yeah,
You just fucking snap.
Yeah, it's snapping versus trying to be controlled.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, they don't have a concept of psychology or determinism, so
No.
here we are.
Yep. Congratulations, you fucking. And there's a lot of boomers and Gen X, but man, perpetrators are Gen X because millennials are obviously like new age. They're willing. Progressivism.
Well, yeah, millennials are the only demographic that is still mostly left. Like,
Yeah. Well, Gen Alpha and Gen Z.
no, they're
Or
starting to go. They're
yeah.
starting to go right wing now, dude.
Really? Why?
Because like I
They
said,
fucking brainwashed them.
yeah, because Trump.
Oh.
Because Trump, like I said, it's I always say it's a cult of
Punk rock
personality. He made them think that
Yeah,
he's
think
the anti-establishment. He's cool.
Yep.
Therefore, now they follow him.
Exactly.
He's really not.
I understand
Not
that,
even
but they
close.
don't. They're dumb.
Yeah. The TikTok generation, that explains it. Fucking brain rot.
I revel in our superiority. I'm just kidding. But I'm not.
But I'm not. But I am. But I'm not. Or am I?
It's a stupid thing to ever revel over.
Well, again, yeah, it is silly.
But the ego is a thing. Ego just has to be put in check.
I love that Trump
Hey,
allowed
fucker.
fucking Israel just to full blown just demolish Gaza now. They're like, yeah, you got to demolish it so we can rebuild. Just blow them all up now.
Yeah, so we can build our condos and hotels on there.
Yeah, it's prime property, don't you know?
Yeah.
Just saying, it's fucking crazy. In the last 2 days since they broke the ceasefire, they've killed 600 people, 85 over the night. And just ugh.
I'm not even fucking
There's
surprised.
a proper way of doing things, and they just refuse to do it that way. I don't get it.
Damn, did the fucking Argon crystal drops get buffed or some shit?
Yeah, no, it's good. I don't know.
Yep, they did. I saw the patch notes.
Uh-huh.
You don't think I read the Warframe patch notes?
No, why would you? You don't play it.
Dude, I read all the patch notes.
For every
patch
game.
note
Dude, he's
for
an
every game.
He's an Apache, bro. He's an Apache.
Apache.
The Great Indian War Tribes.
Got a little Indian in me.
That's what she said.
Chickasaw though.
They're not Indians, woman. They're Jews.
Hmm.
What's that from?
Shanghai Noon.
Oh.
The freaking just like the one guy that gives the Chinese men a ride, and he's only in the movie like fucking twice.
Hmm.
I have to watch
I
that.
love
Dude.
that.
I haven't watched that in forever. My fucking movie memory.
I have
is
not
as
seen
good as
that movie in
yours.
a long time.
Yeah, like whenever somebody says Uno Mas, my brain goes to the bathtub scene where they're doing the drinking game.
Hmm.
Oh, okay. I fucking love Jackie Chan.
He's great.
I know, he's so fucking great.
He is great. Oh, my name is Jackie Chan.
Don't want no trouble. Stop.
You don't try to
Don't
fuck
want
on
trouble.
me.
Everybody's fucking with him, you know, like every movie. He's
Yeah.
just being fucked with. He's just trying not to be fucked with.
You know why? Because he knows how to fuck people up. He's one of those people. I always tell people, the guy that says "leave me alone" is probably the guy that'll kill you. So you should probably leave him alone.
Yeah.
Like he's one of those situations.
Dude, I've seen so many Jackie Chan movies.
Oh, pretty fucking great.
A lot of them are. And he has to pay for his own insurance. Insurance companies won't even hire him anymore.
Yep.
Wow. Dude, he's gotta be. He's definitely up. in his-
'Cause he gets
is
hurt
it in
every
the upper
movie.
70s or whatever. The 70s.
No, he's maybe 70.
80s. No.
Eighties?
Oh, yeah,
He's
in the
in his
70s. Yeah.
80s?
No, he's not.
No,
80.
70s.
He's 70. He's 70.
I thought you were
Good,
talking about when
No.
he started acting. It's like, no, 80s he started acting.
No, hold on. He is.
Yeah, he's
he
70.
just turned 7. Oh, he's about to be 71. He's 70 now.
Oh,
71.
cool.
71 in 2.5 weeks.
What? He's 5'9"? He ain't even fucking short.
He's 5'9".
Yeah.
He's still great. I don't give a fuck. And he did a lot of Bruce Lee movies in the back in the day
Oh, yeah.
as like a whatever, the people in the background kicking ass.
Just background character.
Yeah.
Where the fuck
Nah,
is...
he's a great entertainer for sure.
He definitely is.
Not until we kill Vor.
Who we killing?
Captain Vor, whenever the fuck he shuts the hell up and actually spawns.
What a fucking spawner.
There we go.
You dying there?
What?
My girlfriend. She's like, oh, you dying?
Say too big of a rip, eh?
Mm-hmm. She's on the diggity dabs.
Uh,
She does the dabs because she hangs out with me and I'm an Arab. She laughed. It was funny though.
damn it. I was getting stuck underneath those stairs. Oh, I did not know we had an Octavia. What the hell do we have? A Gauss, Octavia, and a Hydroid?
Octavian.
I'm really surprised that they haven't nerfed the fuck out of Dante.
Dude, everybody named Dante's cool. People named Dante.
No, you see the number, that like blue number? That's my overshield.
Mm.
Needless to
I
say,
think that'd be like one of the coolest names. It's like you're born cool. Like you're gonna be chill.
It
You're
does help
fucking
if you're named Dante, I'm telling you.
Yeah.
Like, dude, I'm just chill as a villain like penicillin, bro. Don't be mad at me. I'm Dante.
I get Violent Scourge. Isn't that the melee one? 7. Oh my god, how many fucking crystals do I have? $11, Jesus fucking Christ. Usually, I'm lucky if I have like 2 of them.
Mhm.
Okay, now I can finish building.
Now Bill's gonna make me have to go dig deep in Charles Manson. I haven't done this shit in forever.
Really?
I might, because it is so fascinating, and I should probably relearn it again. It's fun. I watched a lot of documentaries and shit. And nobody talks about
So I'm glad.
you know who else died
I'm
in
glad I'm
that
not a detail guy.
you know who else
Sorry.
died in that whole killing that nobody ever mentions is Abigail Folger. Folger Cups. Fucking whoever, you know what I'm talking about? The coffee company.
Full joke. Yeah,
Folger
Folgers.
coffee.
Yeah,
Folgers?
the heir to Folger's
Oh.
Coffee was
Oh,
one
look who it is.
Coffee
Mr.
was one of the
Folgers.
people that fucking got slayed. She was one of the. She got written the fuck
Oh.
off.
She
I'm just saying she's like a billionaire, or like her family, or whatever you want to call it. You know,
right.
just saying like we all talk about the Tate or Sharon Tate because she's the actress and famous, but I'm like, realistically, dude, somebody way bigger than her that got fucking slayed that day too.
Yeah, and fucking heiress.
Yeah.
That's fucking crazy.
Yay.
Crazy.
Yeah, at noon I can start building my Hill John Prime. Woot, woot.
Like, yeah, that's why I'd argue with Bill about that. Like, dude, if I call for a hit, dude, that's murder. I don't give a fuck what you say. Like, I paid someone to do it, or I did something like to get you to do it. That's the same as me.
Yeah,
murdering you.
but it's
Well, it's like-
conspiracy.
No, not
It's like
not
pressing
really.
the button, you know. Basically, you conditioned it so like these people would obey you, and then you
Yep.
fucking gave them an order. Like that's
Yeah.
being the fucking. It's like
You-
being a mob hit. It's like being a mob boss and
Yeah,
fucking ordering a
basically,
hit. You know.
Yeah, you're the one that. Yeah, you're the maker of it. They only did it because you said so.
Yeah, pretty
Mhm.
much.
Oh,
So-
dude, that makes you actually want to watch The Sopranos.
Oh, you ever watched it or have you watched it?
I haven't watched it yet.
Oh my
Yeah.
god, you should go watch it. It's probably the second
I
greatest
know.
show ever.
I fucking love gangster movies too, so it's right up my alley.
Oh, you'll
And
love
it's-
it, dude. And you'll love it too.
James
'cause-
Gandolfini is a good fucking actor.
Not even.
so,
I mean,
you
that's
know.
part of. Dude, you'll love it because it's all
Yeah.
It's psychology. He talks to the straight the
Yeah.
whole movie or the whole show. So I mean, you're always getting his thought process and his thinking. You know, like.
Okay.
So you'll love it because like he'll talk about things that he has to do, but he fucking hates doing them. But you know, it's the jab.
That's
or
what I
whatever the
missed.
fuck-
These good TV shows, actually good TV shows that deserve to exist, you know, instead of just some fucking bullshit that's
Big Bang Theory.
Fucking stupid. I know.
Somebody was talking about liking the Big Bang Theory. Every time somebody says they like the Big Bang Theory, I'm like, all right, man, I'm not gonna talk shit. Just let this guy like what they fucking
Yeah.
like.
I mean,
That's
I'm
what
not gonna
asking.
talk shit.
Yeah,
I'm just
why?
gonna say it sucks. I'm like, well, I disagree.
Yeah,
it's
that's it.
trash.
I don't even want to go through all that bullshit. Somebody wants to enjoy something, you know, there's no
Yeah.
reason to.
No, I'm
'Cause
just
I
saying-
already know, like they're gonna say some shit. They're gonna be like, I've been through so many of those situations where
with TV shows.
what you know, where somebody starts talking about, oh, I like this, you know, and I'll say I disagree, and it's always a long drawn out thing where I
Mhm.
have to fucking
There's-
baby them because they just, you know, they just like what they like, and that's that. They don't want to fucking,
Ford Pinto.
I don't know, just always a fucking elitist of some kind when it comes to shit that it just don't work out with people. But then again, like I've found, like, you know, like I can watch some stuff and just enjoy it, not fucking take it too seriously.
Mhm.
And then,
Yeah,
then
sometimes,
there's people
for
that take
sure.
it way too seriously and are like, this is dog shit for, you know, this reason and that reason. Or not even like, they don't even really usually give reasons. They're just like, oh, this is a dog shit movie.
Yeah, just like
I don't give a
okay. Yeah.
This is really not that big of a deal. But I think when we had fewer TV shows to fucking watch,
Yeah, yeah, better
It-
quality.
it's like we had. Well, I mean, it was we had like a sort of cultural, you know, link. You know, everybody was watching Game of Thrones. Everybody was watching The Walking Dead at first. Everybody was watching this or that. You know, and then they flooded the market. Everybody wanted a piece of the pie, and now what is there? You know,
600
Yeah.
shitty
Marvel
shows.
shit.
600
Yeah,
shitty
fucking hell,
shows
yeah.
and like 5
So-
good ones. I always say.
I feel like that contributes to our fucking problem though that we have right now.
Oh
Of,
yeah, dude.
like having
it's
no
too much. I know.
cultural
it's
link,
ADD.
having no common fiber, no fiber.
Part of it. I
We
guess,
had culture in the fucking 2010s, like the beginning 2010s, and then it fucking just went away.
Yeah,
Basically,
dude. Yeah. I always feel like our generation is the last one to play outside and deal with the internet. Like we had to deal with a lot. Like
Mhm.
yeah, he's back.
What up? We're talking about TV shows and how like before like streaming services really took off and a bajillion fucking TV shows were made that were like trash. There was, like we had like those select TV shows that everybody was fucking watching, like Game of Thrones, Walking Dead. What else? I don't
Breaking
even know.
Bad.
But these were all, yeah, Breaking Bad. These are all shows that
You know
was a
those
part
three
of our
shows
culture. It was a common thread between people. Everybody was talking about it. Everybody
even
can
like
relate
The
to
Office.
it. Everybody
Dude, like
understood
everyone
it.
started watching The Office. There's
Yeah.
a lot of shows. Like even like I wasn't really into Friends, but a lot of people watch Friends, and that was a common thread for a lot of people and shit. So I mean, there was a lot of.
all 5 shows you've mentioned between you and Brandon. I've never seen a single episode of any of them.
That's because you're not American, bro. Just kidding.
I know clips. I can find clips.
Yeah,
I don't watch TV.
I
You
get
know?
that.
Yeah.
It was just the culture here in the early 2010s. It was like nerds and fucking non-nerds were starting to cross over, and
Mm-hmm.
now I don't even know what the fuck we got now. We just got left versus right now.
Mm-hmm.
I still say we have posers.
Yeah, it's just we're trying. It's the extremes on both ends, and we got to find some common ground. That's the problem. We got to find the commonality between things that we all agree on. Like I said, it could be something small as like we shouldn't probably kill children or whatever. Like, okay, let's build from that.
Well, we should kill Nazis.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we should kill Nazis.
Publicly on Sunday
Yeah.
or Monday Night Football.
Yeah, Monday Night
You know,
Football.
you're kind of right, but the thing is, in general, as long as the ideological thing is allowed, or like the sense of like, if you don't win the people's hearts and minds, it doesn't matter because someone else will take over
But
the next
Nazis
mantle.
aren't people.
Huh?
Nazis aren't people. They're Nazis.
Yeah.
I understand, but as long as like the reason why I came back is because we didn't like all of them didn't change. Like they spread the idea more. Same as like why is there racism from the South and shit still around? Probably because they kept spreading. Like it never got fully kiboshed. I guess.
Yeah, but you know what's happening in the States now is a reflection of an undercurrent. All this white supremacist bullshit, Trump coming to power, like you were saying earlier, virtue signaling the white nationalist base. This has been going. This the U.S.
not
has
new.
civil war. The U.S. has civil war, and the Union won. But the South, they didn't forget a fucking idea they had.
Yeah, they
To
didn't
this
stop. They went to
day-
Jim Crow right after. It wasn't like they fucking were like, oh, we
Yeah.
fucked up. Like
To this day,
we're still like,
to
oh,
this
black
day,
people
and
should have
Trump
power.
is their last attempt to bring it back.
Yeah,
Go on, go
I
on.
agree. Like they didn't fucking and the Lost Cause came around and they didn't care about that too. Like there's a lot of stupid things
What we're seeing right now has been building a long time.
for sure.
You know?
Yep.
Yeah.
It's not hate, it's heritage. Yeah, fuck yourself.
The whole thing is that
Yeah.
lying is legal. Lying, you can fucking say whatever the fuck
Yep.
you want, like we were
Or
talking
you're
about
fucked.
earlier. Like you don't. There's no consequences for lying for fucking.
You know what we should do
Yeah,
though?
for the most
You know what
part.
we should do? Honestly, what we should like we could make a law. We could cool law. Two things: A, we should know what media members are getting paid and by who.
Yep.
Like we should know
Yeah.
who's that. And B, fuck, what was the other idea? I just had it. Hold on, I lost it. Never mind. I had another idea. Go on. I'll try to remember it.
No money in politics allowed.
Well, yeah. I mean, dude. Here's the thing: is that everything we're talking about isn't really new ideas. It's just like, how do we get it through? How do we
We don't. They're rich. They control it, and they aren't listening to us.
exactly?
Yeah, but again, it's the people. How do you get the people to stop being bootlickers for people that don't have their best interests for
Well,
them?
personal awareness is my bit. That comes back to class consciousness, right? People don't understand how badly they're getting fucked until you give them a few ideas for them to see it with.
Mm-hmm.
Once you have the idea of class consciousness, you start to think about, how badly these rich motherfuckers are screwing you and how they keep us at a subsistence level while they enjoy every luxury imaginable. And we never see it in our lives. So we think we're doing okay. But if you could be truly rich like these bastards, you live in luxury. Every whim you want. Go sit by the pool. A margarita shows up, you know? And we've never experienced that kind of luxury. We've been eking along between millstones for grain. The top stone is high rent, and the lower stone is low wages. And we've been ground between them for thousands of years. It's just the fucking way they want it, and they keep it that way. It's class warfare, and like I've said before, I'm saying again because I think you might have missed it, Mitch. I'm saying it again. Okay, fuck. Now I forgot what I said I was gonna say. Like you, Wally. Okay, give me a second. Class warfare. Fuck. Okay, they keep us between two stones. High rents and low wages. It's class warfare. Coming back to class consciousness. Fuck's sakes, I lost my train of thought.
I know, me too. I can't
It's all
think
good,
of it
man.
either.
Yeah. But the point is, they have all these luxuries, right? We've never experienced them, and they it goes back. You know what? When I'm out of this chat, I'm gonna remember exactly what I
That's
should
what
have
always
said.
Oh, you're
happens,
good.
brother. I already know.
You just
Yeah.
gotta let it go. And then it'll
Just
bubble
let it-
back
that's
up.
what I'm saying. I just stopped thinking about maybe it'll pop up. Eventually, I keep trying to remind myself like something with media. There's something with media I didn't remember and I can't remember.
Yeah, we all get our fucking brain farts or whatever.
Yeah, I know. That's
Yeah, we live in different worlds. We've never experienced the luxury they live every day.
Right.
And,
Everything
and they don't want us,
easy for them.
and they don't want us to experience it because if you
if you're
saw
lucky, you get
how
it
they
for a
live,
week when you go on a week vacation. That's what you hope to do.
if you saw how they live, you'd kill them, So you don't see how they live because they're rich. They don't care. They don't listen to us. And we don't see their world. Like seriously, these mega yachts they have. Oh, I need a mega yacht. Have you ever been on a yacht? Nonetheless, a mega yacht,
No.
like a nice size yacht.
Nope.
I've been
You
on
know,
a
different
sailboat,
world,
so I
man.
mean, an all right size one. Nothing super
Have you-
crazy though. Like you're saying, like not
Ne-
yacht size.
never to a mega yacht, hey? You did not have the class to
No.
step foot on a mega yacht.
It's wasted production, wasted resources.
It really
as far as
is.
our population goes, like that's the thing. That's why we need to take this fucking system back because they're just wasting resources.
It's class warfare.
Like that's
The
part of
system belongs to them, and they have no incentive to change it. And the only thing they truly understand is people standing outside their homes with pitchforks and lit torches and a guillotine behind them. That's the
Yup.
only thing they truly understand, and that's the only
Yup.
thing that will change things. Seriously, that's the only thing that will change things.
what gives
And
them
that
more
comes back
fuel.
to
That's
Marx.
the whole thing.
That comes back to Marx. It's class consciousness,
I
right?
mean, maybe we're scared.
Conscious of how
Maybe that's the
badly we're getting
problem. I don't
fucked
know.
before they kill the rich people.
Maybe we are scared. Maybe we are too scared to fucking have the balls. Because they make us think they're just going to exterminate everybody who's not far right.
It's not about having nice things, eh? It's about keeping us in control.
Yeah.
They keep us down. They keep us worrying about tomorrow. That's a method of control.
Yep. Absolutely. Absolutely. Yep.
Yeah.
You just alienation in the workplace and
Yeah,
it's just the
unfortunately,
whole
man.
psychological fucking effect of alienation and control in the workplace where you fuck up. They make it so like if you're afraid if you fuck up you might fucking lose your job.
If you lose
I'm
your
not
job,
talking about
you lose
every
your
single
health care in America.
lose your home, lose your
Yep.
fucking family,
Chain
so on and so
reaction.
forth.
hmm
Once you fall out of the system in America, you rarely get back in. Because of what you were saying, Brandon, a chain reaction through your life.
Yeah. That is what keeps people afraid.
Yep, and fear keeps
And,
you grinding, and they don't pay you enough. So you're only worried about tomorrow. You're worried about tomorrow because you got shit on the horizon, and you're not getting paid enough. And that's a method of control.
Well, here's the
And the
thing:
rich
is
oligarchs sit back on their fucking mega
you
yachts.
get
sipping
this is
margaritas
all
all
based in like an ignorance of psychology, right? Like
Ugh.
if you give people like some degree of fucking safety, some degree of like a say in the workplace, some degree of just fucking existence, like agency, like some creative contribution in the workplace and so forth. Like these people become better workers. They're more productive. They're actually emotionally motivated and like care about the quality of their work.
They don't
So
care about that.
But they should. That's the
They
problem.
don't.
They could. And it
Yeah.
would be better for their business. And it would be better for them as human beings.
You know,
emotionally.
from their point of view, you know, they pay low wages, right? Low wages, high rent, right? From their point of view, they save money by paying us next to nothing, so they can pass the savings on to the shareholder.
No, I get
Yeah.
it. I get it. I get it.
You know?
But the problem is, it's their ignorance is
They should teach
hurting
people how to
them
also
as well.
buy and do stocks at a younger age. Like that should be part of like your curriculum. You should
Yeah.
learn to kids should learn to invest at like 10, 12 years old. So when they get to 18 or whatever, even as a kids, I guess, like invest in money now. Be smart with your money. Like don't waste it on bullshit. Like that should be a part of curriculum too, I think.
There's no way you can budget yourself out of poverty.
No. But I'm talking about like your middle-ish like class, like middle, even like lower
Well,
middle.
I feel like you can,
How
but
much you gonna make? $1 million, $2 million on a stock
you live
market? With
by
with
yourself.
Well, no, but
non-inheritance
how about
start?
this? Let's say like you're like a 13-year-old kid and you had like a birthday party, you get like $100. Well, instead of blowing $100 on candy, what the fuck are you gonna do? If you were taught to be like, hey man, if you put like $50 of that into like some stocks and wait a year or so, that $50 might be $100. So now you do it again over and over, and you get the mentality where at a younger age now you can start building actual wealth, or not wealth, but like an income. So by the time you're like, done with college, high school, whatever the fuck, you actually know how to make money on the side. So when you have a job, you already A, have income, and then B, you know how to deal with income and how to spend it wisely and be smart with it.
I hear what you're saying, but I got a point. And the point is, look around at today's world. There is no stability for that kind of system to be a good choice.
Not right now, maybe with
Yeah,
Trump.
yeah.
I get that. But I'm saying,
You
but like
know?
with Biden's economy or Obama's economy, even Trump's first economy, where he's riding Obama's economy, like those are all good. Like if you'd have been smart and put money down at a young kid, you'd have made a bunch of money.
I'd rather buy MREs that are going to last a year. That I have that time to eat them a year, right? And I'd rather buy survival equipment, and I'd like to
Mhm.
build a nice little shelter that's good and sturdy somewhere where nobody else knows. Those are the pragmatic things that I'd be thinking of doing today before I'm going to invest in the stock market, which might not return for the order of 20 years to make a good amount of money. And with all this uncertainty, I could get halfway to making a good amount of money, and then it's gone because
Yeah.
Trump made a dictatorship.
Maybe. Well, like I
And
said,
now everything's
now would you
under
say
a serf.
hey, if Kamala was president, would you say the same thing or no?
No, she's a weakling too. Remember, I'm leftist, not liberal.
No, I know. I'm just saying. But you think the economy would be as bad if Kamala was president
I'm
right now?
leftist. I'm not liberal.
No, I know. I get that. That's
In
fine.
history, your Democrats have
Mhm.
taken bad Republican economies and made them better.
Uh-huh.
But the thing is, it takes time to make them better.
Oh
and
yeah.
during the time
Sure.
they're in power, making them better, the public gets
But
disillusioned with them.
I would argue
So they
that we already have the
so they
system
vote
in.
for the Republicans who promised the moon and then run these big deficits to
I
fuck
know.
everything up.
Yep.
And then the voters get sick of it and vote for the Democrats who make
Yeah.
the economy better again, and
Yeah.
then rinse and repeat.
I know. But I'm saying, like, if
and you said
think
that.
about this: if
And you
Kamala
said
was
that
president,
for
she'd be
your
riding on
economy.
she'd be riding on Biden's
Yeah,
fucking
we're riding
shit.
on. That's what you said. Yeah.
Well, I'm just saying, like, I think the economy would be much better,
Yeah.
and we wouldn't have all these
I'm
tariffs and
not-
bullshit, dude. The economy would. I bet our economy
Like,
would have
I'm
been up to like
leftist,
45,000 right now instead of 41, whatever it's at now.
I'm leftist, but the Democrats are more fiscally responsible by a big margin than
Yeah.
the Republicans are.
Oh yeah.
By a big
Well,
margin.
how about this? Because you say you're leftist and they're different, which is true to an extent, but I'm saying that, like, the reason why their Democrats are more centrist in the sense is because they are, with money wise, going much more right wing. They still give away a lot of social equity and do help
But
like
your
people, but
Democrats aren't centrist.
on economically,
American politics are skewed.
I understand.
American
I
politics
understand.
are skewed to the right.
No, I understand
Yeah.
that, but I'm saying, but like the reason why our Democrats are liberal, not socialists, like you're saying, is because they try to be fiscally smart with their money. Like they
Yeah.
try to get, but I'm saying they
I-
still do social programs. Like the Inflation Reduction Act gave money to people. Like there's things that they do to
Yeah.
try to help people too.
Yeah, yeah.
Mhm.
They're
It's not
liberal.
just for just them
Yeah.
or just their
Equity,
constituents or whatever.
equity, equality, fraternity, all that bullshit. There was a point I was going to make though. Let me try and recall it again. Okay, shit. Okay, so they're more fiscally responsible
Yep.
than the Republicans are, but I'm a leftist.
Hmm.
And what was the fuck? You know, I gotta stop smoking so much dope, you guys.
Good luck.
Yeah.
Do you see the
Give
world we
me-
live in?
Give it to me.
Oh, I'm telling you this: if Kamala would have won, the economy would not be going to shit. Everything would be going hunky dory.
Yeah.
Because I said, there would be no tariff bullshit you have to worry about. That's the big
Yeah.
one. I mean, just that alone is huge. And then, like I said, Biden's economy was fixed. Like we were already, like I said, we were at 2.8% inflation and all that shit. Like, dude, it was all the way fixed from COVID, and now we have the chance to go backwards again. It's like, why?
Own the libs.
Own the libs always. It was funny.
Like
though.
I was kicked. Yeah, I was kicked out of a server today, like instantly on Killing Floor 2 because my name is Fuck Trump, and I'm like, oh, you started vote, and I just said anything to own the libs.
Yeah.
I'm like, fuck
I
off,
remember what I was
you
gonna say.
Nazis.
Mhm.
Okay, here's what I was gonna say. American politics are skewed to the right, and the reason you can see that is because the Democrats, whenever they make a decision, and the decision has to choose between business or individual citizens,
Oh, the
whenever
fiduciary.
that choice comes up, they choose business, and that's what makes them skewed to the
I
right.
wouldn't say always,
more-
but they still do it. But I'm like I said, like they capped insulin at $35. Like that was bad for insulin companies. Like they do help people. It might be slower
Yeah.
and longer process. I'm not saying it's like perfect, but in general, they do try. I think they do try to help. And the thing is, like with Biden shit, he had like a 1 vote majority and like a 2 vote not majority. So like he had the thinnest of things to do. He had to work. Everything he did was bipartisan as fuck because he had to be. That's what I'm saying. I give people shit all the time. Biden is the negotiator that Trump wishes he could be. Because Trump says he can do these things. He can't. Like I said, he has to do executive orders.
In the U.S., how I see it working with the Democrats is how they tend to go is billionaires will fund think tanks and studies,
Mhm.
and then Democrats will generally implement the studies.
Yeah.
But it's influenced, it's biased, it's
Of course.
skewed to the right. Yeah,
For
because
like
your
Republicans
Democrats
for
are
sure.
right by our standards. You know.
Yeah, but like I said, our Dems do try to help people. Like I said, it might be slow process sometimes,
Yeah.
but you know what?
And-
I'll give them. You got to
What
give them
they
A
try
for
to do is
effort.
tell people that's their liberal values.
And honestly, the last time the Dems like owned everything, they got Obamacare. So they did big things.
Yeah.
They did a big thing for healthcare.
So that's their liberal values, but where I'm leftist, I'm like, fucking seize the means of production, nationalize it, socialized health.
Some things, yeah, that I
You
get
know?
that. Like I said, that's why I argue to these people.
know?
I'm like
Just
who makes the
socialize
drugs?
everything.
Who makes the drugs? The drugs are made
They're bringing in
by
socialized
the government.
dentistry
The
in.
government subsidizes these drugs to be made. So if the government makes the drugs, why
And-
don't you just have
and
them sell it?
socialized prescriptions they're bringing in.
Huh?
That's what they're starting to do here. Hey, right, we've had social health care forever. They're starting to bring in socialized dental care, so your dentist will
nice.
be not no cost to you.
I hate that they're different.
And there's even talk about socializing prescriptions, so all prescriptions will also be no cost to you. So we already have socialized healthcare; it's no cost to you. We share the burden. Socialized dentistry is coming in. That's beginning to be implemented right now. It's for the oldest people first, and including more and more younger people as time goes on. And then there's talk about paying for your prescriptions too. If a doctor prescribes you it, no cost to you.
Hmm.
And it's all about sharing misery. Nobody profits off misery. We
And nobody
equally
should.
share the burden. You know,
Yeah. You know a fun
And
idea that I
that's
floated
what
out.
makes me left.
What do you think of this idea that I
Right?
thought was fun? What if, because we have credit cards and shit, and everyone makes money off it, right? Why doesn't the
Yeah.
government just start their own credit card company? So
You
the
know
government
what?
can use that money
Jesus
as
took over the
inflationary,
table of
or
money
stop
lenders.
inflation and shit. I thought that was a really good idea.
Jesus took over the table of the moneylenders for charging usury, which is what we call interest in the modern day.
Yeah.
You know, and it is a usury in that idea
I know
When
what usury
somebody
is.
lends you money and charges you this interest, this usury, they're a parasite. They're
It's
not
not
helping you.
actual labor. They're
stealing
not.
from
They're
you, and the
they're
only
making
reason
money without labor. But I mean,
it's a
Yeah.
power
the justification
structure.
is that they're
They
making
have money.
taking a risk. But
You are taking a risk
It's a
because you know how
power
many times
structure.
I
They
mean I
have
got
money,
fucked over
and
by a
because
bunch of
they have
people.
money,
Give,
they deserve to get welfare. Just because they had money and you didn't.
well, there's
Jesus flipped over tables over
I know,
this.
but I mean, but like Brandon said, though,
You
it's
know?
true though. I mean, well, how many times do you get fucked over too though? Like I've been fucked over a lot of money, like hey, giving people money that
Yeah.
were loans or whatever you want to call it. You know, like
Yeah, in a perfect world.
it's yeah.
yeah, it
don't
is.
know,
I
ours
mean,
is
and I
fucked
understand.
up.
Like
And
I
it
understand the
comes
thought
from
process, but it's just
like a lot of it. I think is bad metaphysics. I think that's a part of it. You know, like lack of I don't know. This just the thought like no process philosophy. You know, it's all fucking.
well, it's one of those like.
You
So we
know.
don't live in a perfect world, so you always like asking for like let's say if I borrow you $10 and you give me 15, let's say just for small.
Yeah.
Like I'm taking a mini. It's like a mini insurance that you're gonna fucking that you're good to your word. Like you'll be like, dude, I'll give you like an extra 5. Like okay, dude, I appreciate like kind of
Yeah,
situation. I feel
I
like
understand.
it's adding to your word. I guess so how I describe it. I don't know.
Yeah.
I get the idea where you shouldn't, but like I said, well, if you get fucked over like 10 times in a row, like what's gonna make you fucking want to borrow someone else's money or you help them out or whatever if they're just gonna fuck you over? You
Get
know?
rid of the
Yeah.
money.
It's a double-edged sword. I'm saying I get both sides to an extent, but like you also gotta protect your well-being too. If we ever get to the point where the world's perfect in the sense of like people are moral and just, and yeah, that'd be totally cool.
Yeah.
The thing is with like banks or whatever, like they're charging like 6 to like 25%. Like that's a lot of money versus like if I borrow like $1,000, like okay, you want to make like $100 on me, maybe, but like why are you gonna try to make like double? Like I have to pay double what I cost me to do. You know, like that's the
And
problem.
they need that money just by virtue of having money.
Yep.
That is the problem. They're parasites. You know, like, yes, they enable things. Like if you didn't have the money to do something, they enable it. But
Mhm.
really, this capitalism, dog eat dog world, let's compete and everything has to work. We keep track of all with money. That's not the only way to live.
No.
Automation is coming online. America's last gift to a new world might be here's robots, and those robots enable a new world
Yeah, maybe.
where we don't have to be in this rat race.
Mhm.
What is this rat race really giving you? Wouldn't you rather be sitting back just sipping a margarita? And if robots can do everything, why can't we? And the only
Maybe it
people
will though.
preventing this,
I mean,
and the
our
only
country's
people
starting to work with some
preventing this are the
UBI
countries
shit. Like I said, they've done studies on it.
Yeah. And then the people preventing this are the people currently sipping margaritas on super yachts,
Mhm.
and they don't want this future because they would lose their status of them always having more
Honestly,
than
I
us.
think they want to move to Mars. They want to be rich and move to Mars and leave this shitty planet to us. That's the idea, I think, long term.
All right.
Well,
Leave
let's
us
send them
alone.
there.
Huh?
Yeah, leave us alone.
I mean, honestly, I
Yeah.
could see that being like Musk and all these rich people's ideas. Like, you know what? We're fucking up this planet. You know what we're gonna do? We're gonna build a new planet. We're gonna leave them here to suffer the last like 100 years, 200 years, and we're gonna go fucking be gangsters on Mars. I can see that being a thing. It's a conspiracy
Imagine
theory,
if they
but
got
it makes
there and they
sense.
Imagine if they got there and they realized they actually had to do work instead of somebody doing it for them.
Good luck, dude. I mean, I get it, but I know what you mean.
Uh,
But I don't know.
Oh well, you seem to be centrist, but I think they'll take.
I'm
advantage
center
of you
left.
by
I always
that.
say like I definitely lean more left, but I
Mm.
mean I also try to understand like how the world is ran because it's so complex, and I've been
Yeah.
learning a lot about like the economy of like us and then the world and
Centrism?
shit. Well, because like you need,
Centrism can be okay.
like I said, you need to
But,
have a motivator. Like capitalism is good. It's just you got to have the checks and balances to make sure it doesn't. It's the unlimited
be-
amount. That's always the key. It's like I always say be greedy, make money. I don't care. But like once you get to a certain point, dude, it's like okay, you should start paying this like half of your money, right? Like at least you know like
Centrism can be good, but sometimes you have to be intolerant. Some things are intolerable, and like Nazis, right?
Mhm.
And the reasons for that is if you're a centrist and you listen to Nazis, they're going to take advantage of that.
oh for sure.
And the leopard will come to eat your face eventually. while they take
Mhm.
you off one by one while you're talking, right?
Yep.
So centrism is good in some ways. It's good in a lot of situations. But when you're dealing with something intolerable, drop your centrism and reject it. There's no redeeming quality to a Nazi, and if you listen
No, I
to
know.
them, they're taking people out one by one while they're talking until there's nobody left. You have to intolerate them from the beginning and every time.
Yep.
Yeah, well, like I said, my whole thing is I got 2 years to win to try to change people's minds to win the midterms. Because if we win the midterms, at least then the
It's
crazy
thing
shit is
for-
not allowed no more. Like
Yeah,
he
I
still has.
Oh.
hope you're right.
That's my whole point. Like, and I feel like if you go more extreme, you're not going to win this. The I always say you're going to have 30% in crazies. There's like 30 to 40% that's kind of in the middle. You got to win those people because that's the people that sway from back to forth. They're the purple voters. They kind of go blue. They kind of go
If
red.
there's accurate news reporting, you wouldn't have to sway them. They'd vote anyway. They'd vote
Mhm.
way
If they're
obvious.
smart.
In a way,
But
I think capitalism and shit's
but
so ingrained
Wisconsin
to us, you
Supreme
can't stop it.
Court, Wisconsin Supreme Court voting is on the 1st, and a lot of people going towards Crawford. All the people that had like the Trump signs for the most part
Yeah.
have Crawford, which is like yes, they're on the find out stage. Yes,
No, I know. That's the thing.
Like,
That's my
it's
point.
like
Like
Wisconsin
that's my
has a
point.
good
Like
chance of
the
flipping blue.
Republican MAGA movement could crumble right in front of us too. There's a chance that because he does so
I
bad.
hope.
Like I said, when he loses all the farmers and all that shit, if he ever loses all those votes, dude, he's fucked. Or like all those people are just
Mhm.
fucked. That's their whole core base. So is the hillbillies in nowhere land. And if he, like I said, I mean, he'll do what he did last time. He'll probably bail them out and give them subsidies and shit, which is whatever. But like the whole point is like people just see now, like that this costs this, right? I was reading the story in Huntsville, Alabama.
Mm.
Electricity went up like $200 to $400 per person because of Trump's tariff shit and executive orders.
Nice.
And like
nice.
when the
That was
company
our electricity, I
it's
think.
better when the company informed these people that this was going to happen like a month before. They literally said like this is exactly the executive, like they called out Trump, like this is exactly the executive order and this is exactly why it's happening. Like go blame him, don't blame us. Like you can
Yeah.
get pissed at me,
Was that,
I'm-
was that the Canadian electricity?
huh?
Was that the Canadian electricity?
No,
One
this
of
is in
our premiers
Alabama.
tried
No,
to
I have
destroy
no. I didn't look at exactly what it is. No, it was in
Oh.
Alabama, so it's way down south.
Oh, okay.
It was some No, it was he got rid of it. There was a government subsidy in Alabama because they're poor as fuck because they're
Oh,
retarded,
yeah.
and they were getting like half off electricity for like the last couple of years because Biden was trying to be cool, like, hey man, you guys are poor. Here, you guys get half off just to get you back up, and Trump took it away. He's like, nope, you got to go back to paying your full price and some. Oh, now we're fucked.
Fuck around and find
No,
out.
I did
boy.
my taxes last year,
Mhm.
and I got my electricity bill. And I was fucked up. I couldn't understand it because it said, the amount charged. It would be like $70,
Mhm.
and then it would say amount due would be 35. I couldn't fucking understand it. So I dug through all the pages of the electricity bill,
Yep.
and it came down to when I did my taxes, the government automatically, by my tax numbers, gave me a $1,200 credit, and they split it up over my to cost up the cost of electricity,
Mhm.
and they split it up over the 12 months of the year. So every month from this $1,200, they bring
Give you
my
$100
electricity bill
down.
down to $30,
Yep.
and they just did it automatically. I did my taxes, and they did
Uh-huh.
this.
Yep.
You know,
Yep.
yeah. It took me a while to figure out what the fuck's going on. These numbers aren't right. They're matching up. But then I found out why. It was because they gave me a credit that's distributed over the year,
Mhm.
and they automatically gave it to me by my tax numbers
Yep.
when I filed it.
Like I said, I got solar
know?
panels, dude. I fucking love it. The
Yeah,
government.
you get an incentive to install them.
I did. I got
rebates.
30% off. The government paid
Yeah.
30% of my bill. Well, in the last so like I've gotten 3 years in a row, so I got 2 more years left. I get about $1,500 every tax season as my incentive.
Yeah, ideally the government can't tell you what to do,
Yep.
but they can make certain things cheaper.
Yep. Oh, I know. I had a big.
Yeah,
I was
they
in.
can't
I was in
tell
a
you
Republican
you have to
Discord
do it.
like a month ago, and I was arguing with these people about it the whole time. They kept. I'm like, dude. Like, I try to explain like simple things like, dude, like we give child tax credits and fucking marriage credits and stuff. Like, we incentivize things all the time. Why are you acting like this is bad or illegal? Like,
Yeah.
we do it all the time. There's nothing new. Government
the
incentivizes
first
you to do good
president-
things all the time. That's like kind of their job.
Mhm.
Their job is to incentivize you. to make good choices.
Yeah, and that's the thing. They can incentivize you, but they
Nope.
can't tell you.
No, yeah, that's what I try to stress to them. I'm like, I got solar panels. Like, the government tell me to do it, but guess what? They made it cheap enough where I was like, you know what? I get to make money long term
Yeah.
and blah blah blah. Yeah, I'm gonna do it.
Yeah.
Like, and these people just kept trying to argue me saying it was forced. I'm like, it's not forced. You guys are stupid and fucking retarded. It's giving you a choice. It's kind of leaning you towards a way because they're talking about. I think it was like EVs. Like they're forcing us to get EVs. Like no, they're not. They're incentivizing
No.
you to do it. Like they're trying to make it cheap enough and good enough. You know, like
For long-term goals.
I know.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I know.
Yeah.
These dum dums kept trying to argue me and fucking be stupid. I guess that's all it is.
Mm.
And they try to treat it like it's force. It's not force, bro. It's just incentives. It still confuses me when I think about it.
Fuck. I am an idiot.
Yeah.
I just wasted $100,000.
We still 171 left.
I am dirt broke.
What is a good number to have in this game? You got 171,000 or you got 193,000.
You want probably like 50 mil, give or take.
Oh, you're fucked.
Yeah, I just gotta grind some missions. That's all I gotta do.
He's got to put in 2 hours. He'll have it.
No, honestly, I only need to put on maybe 5 minutes.
All right. Okay.
Yeah, credits literally are just for in-game items and building stuff.
Hmm.
You can't trade them throughout players. That's what the plat's for. That 110, and you don't even need to buy it. Like all this Prime shit, you can sell it to other players.
Mm-hmm.
Like I have a full set of Revenant Prime that I can sell.
I am the Revenant. Do
The f-
do 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 do.
Motherfucking cocksucker.
Well, you don't got to talk about me like that, bro. What the fuck I do? Just kidding. You know what, Brandon? Going back to the gangster movies. Gangster movies love saying cocksucker. That's like their favorite go-to fucking punchline.
Fucking cocksuckers.
Yeah, it's something about gangster
No,
movies and gangsters. They just love that movie. They love that word.
Yep. Deadwood. Fucking
Every one of them. That's what I'm
my
saying. Like,
my WoW friend Discord. They're always saying cocksucker. You fucking cocksucker.
I know, it's so funny.
Like, just,
I'm an
that's
idiot.
a funny word, dude.
It just makes me laugh. I'm like, oh wow, okay. Ugh, fuck. I got about 20 minutes, 30 minutes, and I'm about to head off. That's my time loop.
All right.
Yeah, I should head out too.
Do do do.
Is everybody watching Mitch? I am.
I'm playing my Star Wars game.
We're not broadcasting.
I'm not. I can. It's just a collector game kind of thing, but I mean, you fight too, so I'm just fucking around doing my one event shit.
Is it single player or multiplayer you're playing, Wally?
Huh?
Is it single player or multiplayer for your game?
It's like both. So it's like a single player with like a guild and shit. Like there's certain events that you have to do. That you work as a guild and do things.
What's it called?
Star Wars Galaxy Heroes. I usually play it on my phone, but now I'm just playing on my computer because I got blue stacks and
I
shit.
never even heard of that one.
No, yeah. It's a collector game, and then, like I said, then you got guild shit. They gotta fuck around and help and do cool things.
Yeah.
I guess
I have to remember where it was again.
it's everywhere, bro. It is everywhere. Share your screen. BlueStacks. Go live. You gonna die, honky? Mm-hmm.
I mean, you've seen you play yet. Just wandering around doing stuff.
Hmm?
I mean, oh! I was looking at me. I'm looking at Mitch's thing. Let me load
Okay.
yours.
No, that's fine.
Okay, now I see yours.
Yeah, you collect all the Star Wars characters, and this is like it's called Conquest. So it helps lead you to unlocking a new character. The further and better you go, it's like a 2-week event.
Oh,
Kind of thing.
alright. I see what this
You're
is.
using an Android emulator.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's called Blue Stacks.
BlueStacks.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
you
see it
can,
in the upper left.
this is how I play my phone games
This is an
on here.
Android game you're playing on Windows.
Yep.
Did you log in using your Android account?
Yep.
Whichever phone it is?
Mm-hmm.
Or you just create an email or something like that.
No, this one is on my. I have to do my same as my game, so I'd make sure they all line up. So it would go to my
I never
game.
thought of actually-
What
I
up?
knew BlueStacks existed, but I never thought of actually using it.
It's pretty dope. Like I said, I use it quite a bit.
Like the way you're doing.
That's
Yeah.
how I've been playing Risk too. I use it on BlueStacks.
Yeah. That's a different idea. I never thought of doing that.
Yeah.
And it looks like it works fine.
Oh yeah. I mean,
3D and all.
I can make it full screen too. Like,
Yeah.
Alright, I'm deucing out. Peace.
get the fuck
All right, man.
out of
Peace
here.
out.
I love you, brother.
Cocksucker.
Just like I disappeared.
That's
I'm gone. He's gone, you guys.
That's funny. Like I said, it's one of my favorite like talking shit things people say. Like, you fucking cocksucker. I'm like, what? Like, we're really going there? All
Yeah.
right.
fucking cocksucker.
You're really going there, yeah.
It's like, okay.
If you watch Deadwood,
They
it's just
test that
yeah.
assumption at
Dude,
your
it's
earliest
all those
convenience.
movies. Like, right?
or
If,
TV
if,
show.
if you don't know what to say,
No,
say
HBO show.
you can test that assumption at your earliest convenience.
Yeah, I agree. No, because it's so true. Like I was telling Brandon, like basically every gangster movie, they fucking love you. That's like the go-to shit talking word. They're always like, "You fucking cocksucker." What do you call me, cocksucker?
Yeah.
It's just funny. It's just a funny go-to.
Yeah. Or another good one is you don't know what to say, just say I never did mind the little things.
I never mind the little things.
Yeah, I never did mind the little things.
All right. Meow. You're cute. I know.
I could try this Android emulator out. I don't know.
I would.
I don't know.
Like I said, if you ever wanted to play your phone games on your fucking computer, it's better graphics and always cooler looking. It's like, oh, this is what it looked like. It was actually.
Go on.
I was gonna say, this is what it looked like. You know, like the best version of this game is this how you're playing it now.
Yeah. Because it automatically adjusts. Hey, it thinks it's a tablet screen
Uh huh.
instead of a phone screen, so it's rendering at a higher resolution.
Yeah.
Yeah. I didn't think that the BlueStacks was this far along to be able to emulate something like this, full 3D and all that.
Oh yeah.
Because I heard of it, I've never used it. You know?
It's been around for at least a decade, I would say.
Yeah, I've heard of it. Yeah, and
Mhm.
it was a long time ago.
Yep.
I don't think he could have done this last time I knew about it. That's pretty cool.
Yeah. It's like most things, technology gets better, and people are afraid of it.
Yeah.
It's silly.
And then you got like emulators like Ryujinx and Yuzu emulating current generation hardware for consoles, the Nintendo
Mhm.
Switch.
Okay,
Yeah,
that's what the Switch
Nintendo
uses.
must see that as a threat. Our current console can play games fine on a PC when they're being pirated. Imagine Nintendo's point of view on that. It's not past consoles, current console. You know,
Are you talking about like
emulators.
oh, emulators? Okay,
Yeah.
they
So
try to get
that's
rid of the
like-
online
that's
ones.
right. Nintendo. What?
Don't they try to their best to get rid of like the online ones, right? Or are you talking about like the ones they
Oh, they're
make?
still available. I know where you can get one.
Oh, I know you. I know
And
people
where?
know. I mean, it's like anything. Criminals are always ahead of the
Yeah.
game. I'm just saying, but they try to stop them. I'm saying like
Yeah.
they bit the bullet and just started being like, all right, we'll just make emulators and charge people like a little bit of money and they can play and we can just make money off it instead of trying to
I
stop people
totally
from free.
understand Nintendo's point.
Hmm?
I understand Nintendo's point, because it's current generation. You know, like Nintendo's always over the years, their systems have always been targets for emulation, right?
Yeah.
But until this generation, the emulators were past generations that weren't being sold anymore, so it
Uh-huh.
didn't really matter much, right?
Yeah.
But now, PCs are powerful enough and the emulators are advanced enough that a current generation is still selling in stores. Totally emulation. That's a
Oh,
that's a
really? Okay.
console law. Nintendo was ripped off on, in addition to the games then being pirated.
Mm-hmm.
You
Yeah.
know?
That's because Nintendo, I think, also uses cartridges, so they use easier shit to steal versus uh, PlayStation.
Well, there's PS3 and Xbox emulators too.
Yeah,
The
but not
Xbox
not
one's
PS.
shit. Doesn't
There's
work
no
for shit.
PS5
The
emulator, is
PS3
there?
one looks good.
There's no
What?
There's no PS5 emulator.
No, but there is a PS3 that works.
Hmm. No, I get that. I understand, but I'm
Mm.
saying there's a big difference between 3 and 5, though. I'm saying that's old console. I'm saying like as in current gen, like we were talking about current gen. Like they don't have the
Oh,
current gen up yet.
for emulation, the general rule of thumb is the system doing the emulation should be about 10 times as powerful as the system it's emulating, right? And there's some exceptions for that, and that's called high level emulation. So if you're doing an emulation, the computer needs to be about 10 times faster to emulate it, because it has to convert all the instructions at the machine language level from the system to be emulated to what the system that's emulating it can understand.
Hmm.
And that takes time, and you have to the program has to take time to figure out what it's going to do with every number, which is a machine language instruction, because different processors use different sets of numbers called the instruction set architecture. It's what numbers do what in a CPU. So an emulator has to convert between those numbers, and that's where the ratio comes from, where it has to be where the computer has to be about 10 times as more powerful as the console it's emulating.
Hmm.
But compensating for that is something called high level emulation. So when a program is doing something, so the 3D screen you're looking at, say one of the things was rendered a texture at an angle, like one of the walls.
Mhm.
That's a texture being rendered at an angle. In traditional emulation, where you have to be 10 times faster, the algorithm you were doing it, you'd have to go through every number, take the number from the console and convert it to a number the computer understands, and then run that number to do the action over and over for all the numbers.
Mhm.
But high level emulation, it's like at some point in the program, it calls a function. And this function it has a purpose, which would be drawing a texture at an angle to represent a wall. So instead of taking the console program code to and converting every single number that does that, you can just say logically, I know what you want. I'm just going to do it the way a PC does, and that's
Mhm.
called high level emulation. And it makes it so that your computer only needs to be two to four times more powerful as the system being emulated. So uh, so the user emulator and the Ryujinx emulator are high-level emulators. So even though PCs aren't 10 times faster than the Switches, they don't need to be. They only need to be two to four times faster, and that's common for PCs.
Yeah.
And that's my end of my rambling thing. Was any of that good information for you guys?
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
Yeah.
did I ramble too
I
bad?
barely learn
No,
anything about computers.
I'm typing something.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, it makes sense.
Yeah. And Nintendo's business quandary, the trouble for their business, is that computers are powerful enough to emulate their current generation. So, like
No,
I
I know.
said,
Yeah.
every pirate, they're losing a console sale in addition to game
Actually,
sales.
they won the last console. Like more people bought Switches than anything else. Honestly, the thing is that gives them the upper edge is that they are handheld, and that's they're king of handheld.
Yeah. And the hardware in a Switch, it isn't very powerful.
No,
It's not very powerful at all.
that's why
You
I
know,
think it's
you
easy.
gotta,
That's why it's easy to emulate. I'm saying because it is so
yeah,
fucking
exactly.
simple.
Yeah.
But
Because it's not how much power it has; it's the ratio.
Mhm.
For you need to be about 10 times more powerful than it
Yeah.
is. You know, it's a ratio,
Mhm.
and the Switch isn't very powerful. So 10 times not very powerful is still pretty reasonable.
Yeah.
Yeah. But like you said, there's no PS5 emulator because there's no PC that's 10 times as powerful as a PS5. You know
That's
what I
what I'm
mean?
saying. It's not quite there
Eventually
yet.
there will be, but not yet.
Yeah, but by then there'll be a PS6, or
Yeah.
like that's the
But,
thing.
but you know what? Your and my computer, we both have 24 cores, right?
Yeah.
Our computers could probably
Come close.
be able to emulate a PS5, but the software just isn't written yet.
Yeah.
You know, in
Yeah.
terms of power. Yeah,
Yeah, probably could.
probably. We have 24 cores, man.
Yeah, I'm saying
You know, that's a lot of fucking power.
it is.
Yeah.
I made sure my shit was OG because, like I said, I was streaming and shit. I'm like, I need a fucking OG kind of computer. The guy's like, here you go.
What's OG? Overpowered, you mean?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
fucking OP, I guess I could better word. But yeah. I made sure I got extra fucking memory, extra everything, just to make sure. Like,
I
you
went
know
for
what?
the best processor.
Huh?
I went for the best processor I could find, and there's a reason. With my last computer, well, when I first bought it, I bought a middle of the road computer, right?
Yep.
Middle of the road, everything. I planned on upgrading as it went by.
Yep.
So I upgraded piece to piece here, piece there. And at the very end of that system, the most limiting thing was the CPU no longer met minimums for games. It was just too fucking slow now, right? And the thing
Yeah.
is, to upgrade the CPU, you have to upgrade the motherboard,
Yep.
which means you have to upgrade the RAM, and it's a fucking cascade effect, right?
Yep, for sure.
So my last system, I got burned at the end of it by starting off with a CPU that wasn't very powerful. So this system, my main criteria was I'm going to get the most powerful CPU I can find because that's the one piece I'm stuck with. It's at the center of the system, and if you change it, you have to change everything else, and that defeats the point. You might as well just buy a new computer.
Mm-hmm.
So I bought the best CPU I could find, and not the best graphics card. My graphics card isn't very good. It's 6600 AMD. It's not very good. But the thing is, that graphics card is not a core piece, and
Yeah.
later on I can upgrade it.
Yep.
You know?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But the CPU, 8 years from now, if I still have this computer, I over provisioned on the CPU. So in that time, it will still be at or above minimums,
Mm-hmm.
which is the problem I ran into with my last computer.
Yep. And now
Yeah.
I got a couple of buddies. I mean, if I really need, I shouldn't have to fuck with my computer for at least 6-7 years. I'm assuming. But
Yeah.
even if I do, I can always. I got like the biggest tower, so I can always just upgrade it easy. I got that for that purpose. So in case I ever need to upgrade and do things later in life with it, I can just use the same tower. Like, you know what? It's huge.
Yeah. And you know, we both
For
thought
me, my old
we're
computer
good
back in the day, that was my
fun.
problem with that computer, is that my tower was so small that by the time my buddy upgraded like the third thing on it, he was like, I can't fit it in here. I'm like, oh, okay.
Yeah. This is the length of a graphics card.
What's the life of a graphics card?
You can't fit it in the case.
Oh, I know.
Sometimes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I got like a new power storage thing. It was like 3 things I upgraded, and by like I said, the third time I couldn't upgrade no more.
Now you have a 14900F
Yep.
for your Intel processor?
Yeah. K, I think it was 490K or whatever.
Oh, 14900K. Okay.
Yeah.
So that's a good processor.
Yep.
I have pretty well the same processor, but from the previous generation. So we both have 24 cores and 32 threads. We both do. And the processors we have, like I said, they're the core of the system.
Mm-hmm.
So the computers we have, over time, as we upgrade the pieces around that core, our computers can continue to get better for a long time.
Yep.
Where if the processors weren't as good, we would have ran out of steam a lot sooner.
Yep. Like I said, I overdid it for sure. For
I
that
did
purpose.
too on the processor.
Like I said, so I don't know. I spent like $4,000 on my computer.
I paid 2,300, including tax Canadian.
Yeah. So I mean, I
And
spent
when
a
I
lot of
got
money
for
on it, but I mean, I had to pay like $500 to get billed because I don't know how to do it. So I was like, here, I think it was like $400 for
You
them
got
to
ripped
build it.
off.
But either way, I just did it all
Cat,
there.
I paid 2,300 Canadian, so just say $2,000 because Canadian dollar is 80 cents American roughly.
Yep.
So 80% of a grand is 800. So 800 times 2 is 1,600.
Mhm.
So I paid roughly 1,600 American,
Mhm.
and what I got for that is an Intel 13900F, which has 24 cores and 32 threads.
Mhm.
I got 32 gigabytes of DDR5 really fast memory,
Yep.
a good MSI motherboard, a 2 terabyte, NVMe hard drive on the motherboard, and our AMD Radeon 6600 with 8 gigabytes of memory, and a power supply, a nice case, and fans in the case, and that's about it. I
Yeah.
just bought the computer itself. So
Mhm.
that's what I got for about 1,600 American. Do you think that was a good deal?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, but you see, your computer, it is better, but it's not. But the prices should have still been in the ballpark. And you said you spent what you say 4,000 American?
Yeah. I mean, so like
That's
without having to
American
build,
even.
without them building it, it would have been like 35, let's say.
Yeah, yeah. See, that's American. And you know how much they charge for building it here? Nothing. It was included in the price. They want you to buy one. I paid 2,300 Canadian total, including taxes, for the parts I just described.
Yep. I
You
know.
know?
Yeah.
Yeah. Now and I was worried about, oh, did I get ripped off? Did I buy one on impulse too soon? Thanks, Wally. You made me feel better.
That's all right.
Yeah.
I mean, like I said, pretty much my shit's all top of the, not super like. There's way
Yeah.
better, obviously. Like, if I recall, it's like
Didn't-
I spent like $400 on my motherboard. Spent
What's
like
your graphics
550
card?
on my graphics card. I still might have the receipt somewhere.
Yeah.
But either
Oh
way,
no, I mean, what is the model of your graphics card? Don't you know? Do you know?
what was my graphics card? I got a 4070 Geo WinForce or Win something.
Okay, that's like an $800 part right by itself. Where
I
my
got it for
AMD
I
is
got it for
300.
550. I got it.
Okay, because my AMD one retail is 300.
Yep.
People sell it to me a lot for cheaper. You
Yep.
know?
Yep.
Yeah.
No, like I said, yeah, it was probably more expensive like right before I got it, but like I got it like I said, it was a good timing thing.
See, remember, my computer is awesome in every way except the graphics card, and I don't care about that because I am going to upgrade it in about 2 years. You
Yeah,
know?
I just I just did it all
But-
at once. Yeah, I get what you're saying.
Yeah. But everything besides the graphics card is awesome in every way.
I can't
You
remember.
know?
Yeah, I can't remember my motherboard. It was an alright one. Hold on, where's my specky?
Yeah.
I always lose it.
And I bought it pre-built. I walked in the store. It was on the shelf, already put together.
Yeah, mine
So,
wasn't. Like I
The
said,
the
yeah.
labor they charge you $500. You know how long it takes to build a computer from scratch? Because I used to work as a computer tech too, right? To take a build once you're good at
Maybe
it,
like 30
to build a
minutes.
computer from scratch, yeah, 30, 45 minutes, right?
I already know it's
Charge you
bad, but
$300
I'm
for
just stupid. I got it because it's one of those like I just pay the extra because I'm stupid.
You should go back there and punch him in the nose.
Mm.
That was worth like $80 to $100 Canadian just for the expertise. They ripped you off on that labor. It does not cost $500 to assemble a PC.
I know it doesn't. Like
You
I said, I do understand, but the thing is, like I said, because I'm stupid, I just gotta pay. It's one of those I call it. I gotta
worried
pay the
about
stupid.
that too if I got the best deal.
Huh?
I worried about that too if I got the best deal because I walked in, saw it, and I let it blind me, and I bought it. You know?
Yep. Yeah, but you're smart enough
Yeah,
to.
but
Like I
it
said,
worked- it
you're
worked
smart enough
out
to
o-
understand how to fucking upgrade it and shit.
Yeah.
Like now,
Because I was hyper focused on the CPU, right? I
Mhm.
went in the store, it had the CPU I wanted. That's all I saw. And I bought it, you know, because it had the CPU I wanted coming out of the lessons of my last computer.
Yeah, hold on. Let's see here.
I think it's time for you, Wally. Wally?
Yeah, I
it's
got
time.
you. Hold on. Tab Gaming Z790 plus Wi-Fi LGA 17. Let's see here. My motherboard now is going for $200. So I don't. I can't remember. I think I paid 3 something for it at the time.
Yeah.
So like eventually I'll have to upgrade that. Even I mean it's not that. It's still pretty good though.
Yeah, taking out that $500, it's not bad. You know, because you got a much better graphics card than you, much better, right? So, but they still totally overcharged you on that labor. That
Mhm.
was not right.
No, I know. Like I said,
Yeah.
if I think it was like 350, honestly, but still, I already know it's way too much. But like I said, I'm stupid, so I have to pay it.
Well,
It
it's
is
not
what it-
stupid. They have the skills, you know. And
Yeah, I know. I'm
have
saying
different.
I am. I'm
They
saying
have skills, you have
I
different.
can't do it because I'm not smart enough to do it.
You
Right,
know.
at least right now I don't. But
I have my. I built my
I would love
first
to hang out with
website.
somebody who knows how to build computers so they could show me like step by step how to do it. Then I can maybe learn.
I when I built computers, it was like way back, like a long time ago in 2000s. But I was building computers. I switched over to a video editing job, and then schizophrenia hit me.
Oh,
You know?
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. It is time for you though. What you said.
Yeah. All right, it's one. I got you. All right, my brothers.
Yeah.
Well,
Hey,
have
good
a
night,
good
Roy.
night. Love
Oh,
y'all.
night, dude.
Peace out.
Yep, love you, man.